operating, and actually helping to win a game with Killian Hayes and Devin Carter. One of the top 1-2 backcourt punches in the association currently.
It's quite the unique combination, I will say that. And would you say that the Kings are undefeated when they close a game with Devin Carter and Killian Hayes? Would you say that?
It's a fact, isn't it? It's a fact.
Man, oh man, I'm so happy for Devin Carter. Can I just say that before we get into the sports full moon that was last night, everything that went down? You know, the guy has just kept his head down, and I've been tough on him. A lot of people have been tough on him. That between the legs step back that he hit, Whitey, tell me if you remember this. We weren't teamed up yet, but it was in training camp. And it was back in the day when they were going to pick up 90 feet and, you know, what was going on in training camp because it was real intense in there. But the one glimpse we saw was a game winner from Devin Carter, and he shot the ball, you know, fairly quickly. He wasn't thinking. He just let that thing go. And it was a game winner, and everybody saw it, and we thought, whoa, did Devin kind of unlock something? That's what I saw last night. He wasn't thinking for the first time. And I understand that Devin's a super confident guy. I get all that. But what I saw last night, as it pertains to his jump shot, he just stopped thinking. He was hot, and anybody can look. Bam Adebayo. Anybody can get hot.
Near the bench, there was like a heat check, and it went in.
Right.
Yeah.
So I get that. Sometimes it feels like you're just throwing a rock into the ocean. But what I saw from him and how he was playing, it just felt like specifically to the jump shot, he wasn't thinking. He was just everything that he had worked on. He was just trusting it and letting it go.
Well, Drapes told us that they've been working on that, and in fact, Drapes is going to join us today. He's coming in studio.
My goodness.
In studio.
Hey, grab your popcorn.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Kyle Draper and I, we have some things to discuss.
He'll be in at 4:30, 4 o'clock. David Sampson, former MLB executive, with more on what's going on with Sacramento's efforts to land an expansion team. But we got a lot of pizza to get through before we get to that. Now, you mentioned the training camp, which reminded me of Media Day and reminded me of something that was said about you today on these airwaves. Sidebar, before we get back to the Kings' win last night. Carmichael Day.
What now?
I turned on the radio. Got to it a little late today, getting ready, get the show together. Turn on the radio, and, well, I love Alan, but the one time I really got miffed at him was Media Day. And, we're the morning show. We get all the big names first, and we were sharing them with all the other shows, and Alan said, you guys are hogging all the gas. He's not getting any gas. Sorry, Whitey. This is what he said on the radio. Sorry, Whitey. Collateral damage. But next Media Day, Alan's show's not getting any gas.
How can I put this? let me take a second here. Look, the reality is this. Change makes people uncomfortable, okay? Mm-hmm. And Carmichael Dave
makes you uncomfortable.
Well, on a different level. Not when I'm affecting somebody else. That makes me feel very comfortable.
Okay.
And Carmichael Dave, he's been running the show here for a very long time. He's the guy, and everything runs through. You saying
there's a new sheriff in town?
Everything runs through Carmichael Dave. That's the whole thing. So when somebody like me comes into town, it makes people very uncomfortable, specifically people like Carmichael Dave.
You are a lot like Kyle Draper.
And then you team me up with Whitey Gleason, who he knows that you're just on a different level. Dave, if you even fathom trying to take away any guess, I'll just say this, Dave. Let's just let them pick. Let's just let the guests pick, Dave. Just like people do with their dogs or whoever. You want to come to mommy or daddy. Let's just let the players pick, Dave, and we'll see if you get any dang guess. So stop playing with me, Dave. Yeah. It's a new day. It's a new dawn. You better get with the program. See, this is how people act when we don't have crosstalk anymore. Mm-hmm. Because when there was crosstalk, hey, he's calling me, he's helping me out.
To be accountable.
Yeah, exactly, because he got to see me every day.
Yeah.
Now that he doesn't see me every day, now he wants to kind of talk crazy. We will see, Dave. We shall see. Because I'll show up early, Dave. You know I wake up early, Dave, so don't play with me.
By the way, the players, if they had their druthers, it would be whichever one I can do and get out of here fastest. I don't care who it is.
Oh, yeah.
If I can do them right now.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a podcast that's not even on the air yet.
Yeah.
I do that and I'm done. I'll do that one first.
Well, we're on time, because we're going to get in and we're going to ask different questions. Don't get me wrong. But these guys, once they get asked about what type of Totino's pizza rolls they like the best and, do they prefer salmon or trout, they're going to want to get the hell out of there. So we know what it is, Dave. Don't why would you? There's too much to go on right now. Why would you get me fired up like this?
I wanted to make sure we cleared the decks of that. I didn't want that hanging over my head.
Okay.
All show long. I know I'd mentioned that to you when I heard it today. But anyway, I digress. Kings fans earned a game ball last night.
The whole
Devin Carter did it. Kings fans
yeah.
earned a game ball last night. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
just
the
based
crowd
on
count was one of the lower official counts, actually.
What, 12, 13?
They have it at 14-6 something, which is not
right
as high as they usually put it. But the fans were pretty supportive. A big comeback last night.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're in the building, and I told you I was, chatting with a business owner a couple days ago. And, the people in that building, even if I saw people respond saying that they actually want the tank, but they were at the game. So, and I think Pool Guy Mark was at that game last night.
Yeah, he said he was going to be, yep.
And a lot of people understand, life is not black and white. It's just not that simple. If you go to a game, I might be at the game next week. And if you go to a game, as a fan, if you go to a game and you understand the larger idea of it, that's all fine and good, right? But at the same time, once you're in that building, you can't help but be happy for these guys. I'll say this, Whitey, specifically to how that happened. And we've talked a lot about basketball karma and what looks good, what doesn't. What were you going to stop last night? I saw some Kings fans, not a ton to be honest, so I'm proud of Kings fans there just on social media. I saw some Kings fans upset, but most of the Kings fans were saying, Devin Carter had 22 points in one quarter. What were you supposed to do? And if you dare fix your mouth or fix your fingers to type you should have taken Devin Carter out, I'm not even kidding with you, you need to question your fandom.
Yeah, you can't do that. You just couldn't do that. But the Kings did in the fourth quarter. They did not play DeMar DeRozan or Precious Achiuwa or Russell Westbrook.
No.
So I know it's a common narrative that, Indiana was tanking, but the Kings are trying to win. Well, the players on both teams were trying to win, as we always say. The Kings, I get the sense the way they handled it, they would not have been disappointed if they lost that game.
Yeah.
But it gets to a point where they're like, okay, Indiana is just better at this than we are right now. Mm-hmm. We're not going to embarrass ourselves, especially at home.
Right. Well, and the other thing is, too, on the side of the Pacers, I know that they sat some guys where it looked like the whole team was on the bench. But for who they played, Aaron Nesmith was going off for them.
He was the best player on the floor for much of the game.
They did not pull him out, right? They did not kind of put up the white flag because they didn't really have vets like that.
Yeah, he played 35 minutes.
Yeah, the same way the Kings have vets that they could pull out like DeMar and Russell Westbrook. Aaron Nesmith was playing in that fourth quarter. So even Rick Carlisle, with everything that he said about the different rotations and combinations, even he, as far as basketball karma is concerned, even he thought to himself, I can't take Aaron Nesmith out of this game.
Yeah.
That's just too much.
Yeah. Boy, your guy, Jarris Walker.
Rough.
He played more minutes than anybody else in the game.
Schmalin Miles is not happy with Jarris Walker. Not happy at all with Jarris Walker. He couldn't even dribble last night. It was terrible.
He struggled a little bit.
Everybody has a tough game. And he had been on a heater, so I understand.
A heater?
Yeah.
Would he have 9 points or something?
He just cooled off. He just cooled off. But he'd been playing well. He got a little nervous. He knew one of his number one fans was watching and
right.
myself. So he just, there was a lot going on.
A lot of people are saying, some people that are upset are saying, wow, the Kings win the game. They're no longer in worst place on the night when A.J. DeBonsa goes for 40. Well, as long as the Kings are bottom 3, their odds of getting the first pick stay the same. Mm-hmm. And either way, they're not very good. As we discussed yesterday, it's just kind of a reflex. When your team has the worst record, you think, ooh, who should they take if they get number 1? And again, they probably won't get number 1.
Right. But, nights like last night, that's when you're just doing what basketball is, I guess, not forcing you to do, but it just is what it is. Devin Carter was meant to ball out last night, and he suffered a couple ankle injuries. It looked like he played through it. Mm-hmm. And sometimes, things are just bigger than that. So I saw some people upset, but I just don't really know what Doug is supposed to do in that situation. Now, if one of the vets went off.
Can we give him some credit for the fact that they won? Can we give the coach some credit?
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is the whole time we're watching, I am thinking, Whitey was spot on with this Doug in the toughest spot conversation, because He's losing by 20, good for the tank, but it looks terrible because nobody's playing for the Pacers.
Yeah.
Then they start winning. You think, oh, good job, Doug. But wait, that's bad for the tank. So there's really no winning with Doug Chrissy right now.
Right.
But if we just look at it, like you said, Whitey, from a basketball standpoint, he rode with the hot hands, whether that be because of the tank or whether that be because they were playing dang well, you got to give kudos to Doug.
A couple days ago, we talked about the story in The Athletic that was an interview with Ryan Robertson, the former Sacramento King, who played one game in the 99-2000 season and said, I wish I had it to do over again. I'd have just shot the ball all the time. The one NBA game he played, he was fine. What was it, 5 points in 6 minutes or something like that. Mm-hmm. But he says, man, if I had it to do over again, I would just take the ball to the rack.
Yeah.
That's what Devin Carter did last night.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying he was reckless or irresponsible, but he embraced again. I don't know how many more chances I'm going to get right now. This is not a very good team. If I can't show what I can do now, when am I gonna?
Right. And he, to me, he always kind of has that swag about him. It just clicked in a way that the last time we saw it click, and we joked about this, was Boston. I mean, was this his best game? I know he's had a couple good games, but nothing like this. And yeah, you take the competition into account, but he just looked comfortable. He looked very comfortable. I mean, we saw all of Providence show out. I think Providence basketball reposted him. So I just thought it was a good story, and sometimes that's more important than the tank. And, you know, I was talking to some people about it, and there are a lot of fans that don't
Was
want
that Frankie?
How do you always know? How do you always know?
Because you get that look like I was talking to, and I can see it go.
How do you always know?
I can't really say who it is. I don't want to say. So
I didn't say
some people.
I didn't
like,
say who it was
Frankie.
No, I just think there are a lot of fans that are following through with the tradition of the worst team not getting the number one pick, and there are a decent amount of Kings fans that don't want the worst odds. We understand the worse your record is. That means that you can't do worse than 5. There are a lot of fans that are willing to take that chance because historically that team hasn't gotten the number one pick. So, you know, that a lot of people feel differently about that. But I see the 916 on the Sac Chat. Shout out Alan. Hey, this is Schmalin. But by the way, it was a lock. I told y'all, -3 Kings was a lock. Now, if you asked me how that lock would get locked, I would not have said.
No, I saw you post something. I guess I overestimated the Kings.
I thought I was cooked, and people were reaching out to me saying, hey, Alan, I followed you. Alan, I really need them to take care of business. And I'm thinking, oh, my goodness, these people are going to be ticked off at me. Thank you, Devin Carter. Thank you, Devin Carter.
I'm not saying I knew the Kings were going to win when they were behind, but you could see it coming. It's like they're down 20, but this is a very vulnerable team they're playing.
Yeah. And I mean, and that's not you look at the combination of who they had out there, they don't play that much together. Siakam's been in and out. Mm-hmm. Aaron Nesmith is playing in a different role. Nembhard's been in and out. So, you know, they had talent, but at the same time, and that's a good call too, Whitey, as we get into a huge game. Everybody wanted to talk about last night's game. No. Tonight is the night that really matters. Tonight is the night. Because as I said, the Kings were going to win last night regardless.
Kings have, I believe, 9 players available tonight.
Okay.
Have you seen that list? I think it's 9. Russ is out tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought this whole time. The Pacers game, hey, guys, we're probably going to win this game, especially once they said maybe they play it differently if Siakam and Nembhard play. But, hey, guys, the Pacers are saying, you ain't out tanking us.
Right.
Not this go-round.
Right.
So now with this Hornets game going on tonight, the Kings, and I know this sounds messed up, and somebody on the text line is going to say, you're trying to create losers. The Kings, it would be very beneficial for them to not win this game from a tanking perspective. Now, if you got tickets to the game tonight, hope they win.
Portland, right? I should say Charlotte beat Portland last night. Yeah.
So they've been rolling.
Yeah.
They've been rolling this whole time
as well.
Yeah, they've been rolling this whole time. But, yeah, this is a game where the Kings are thinking, hey, we can pick and choose, and this is what we've been saying the whole time. You pick and choose your spots. Some nights, you're just going to win the basketball game. Mm-hmm. Precious Achiuwa has a career night. You're going to win that basketball game. Devin Carter, I'm sure that was close to his career high, if not his career high.
I believe it was.
Yeah. That some nights that's just going to happen.
Yeah.
So, you know, and by the way, Devin Carter, out with that. It wasn't ankle, it was calf soreness. So you don't like to hear that. But Devin Carter is out with the usual suspects, like you said, and just add in Westbrook. But I think, and Malik Monk. So, yeah, 3 in addition to the normal crew out tonight.
Devin Carter, as we've discussed, he doesn't take a lot of mid-range shots. Not a criticism, it's an observation. So, and maybe there's teams don't really study him yet because he hasn't played that much. But it's funny because if you watch him, he's either going to shoot the 3 or he's going to drive to the basket, right? Very rarely does he pull up. So my point is, if you're guarding him, you just have to keep him from getting to the basket. And yet he's still getting around people. There was a play last night, I think it was Ben Shepherd was guarding him, and Ben Shepherd was in good guarding position, and he went right around him. And I'm just thinking, that's what he's going to do.
Right.
If he can get around you like that, he must be pretty good at it pretty quick.
Well, didn't they say randomly on, NBA 2K how he had the fastest speed?
Yeah, I remember something about that.
Or he was right next to De'Aaron, or I think he was faster than De'Aaron. Because here's the craziest part. I don't necessarily know, to your point of the speed, when I watch him, he doesn't necessarily look uber quick because his handle, he's not crossing people up like that.
Right.
He must be quick because, he's not really, hezzy left, hezzy right. That's not necessarily how his handles work, but he just
goes right and he gets from point A to point B very quickly.
Yeah, and he's got good, he easily could have been a cornerback in my opinion because he's got some good size on him as well. And when he gets rolling, nobody is trying to get in his way.
Yeah, speaking of football, you doing okay with the whole Ravens-Raiders thing?
Oh, I'm back. Hey, Jay, I'm back, man. I'm back. This is what you need to really start one of the strongest brands in the NFL, if not the strongest, the Raiders. And this is what you need. No, hold on. Excuse me?
You're still in Y2K night, I guess.
No, come on now. The strongest brands, the nation. This is what you need to really pull together a squad.
It might be top 10 still.
Now, it's top 5, Whitey. Now, look, I don't know if they're going to trade Max or not, but all the reports say that they're at the very least, he's already back in the building, and they're at least posturing that they are down to keep him. The accountants were hard at work last night, the capologists, and they feel like they can keep all the deals that they made. At least I saw some conflicting reports, but that's the main report that I saw. So I think if you're the Raiders, you turn this into some bulletin board material. You hybrid rebuild this bad boy. You got your guys you just added. You get Mendoza. You go in there and you say, look, Max, we understand that things might have got off to the wrong foot. But now we get everything that we could ever want.
They've already gone to him. The owner's already gone to his house and said, we're all probably better off if we trade you.
That doesn't matter now.
Why not?
That's old stuff.
It's still
That's
true.
Old stuff. No,
it still holds.
No, the last report, he was back in the building, rehabbing. So I'm sure Mark Davis said, look, hey, let's chat a bit. I don't like how they did you. And if anybody, because it's a brotherhood. Even though we were going to move you, it was amicable. He said he'd be willing to come back to the Raiders and retire.
The Mark Davis, Reggie McKenzie story at the restaurant? They're sitting there at a restaurant, and Mark Davis takes a napkin, and he tears off 2 pieces of it and gives it to Reggie. Mm-hmm. And Reggie's like, what? And Mark Davis says, Reggie, I need 2 corners.
I like that.
You like that?
No, I like talking in code like that because you never know who's paying attention. You never know. You got a restaurant, it's Mark Davis. You never know who's listening. But the Raiders, the nation, they are back. This might be best case scenario.
Can I just say this seriously? And I know we're having some fun. I thought it was well done yesterday by you and Jay when that story breaks and you saw it first and you checked it. And we went with the sounder, and then you mentioned it, and then Jay got sound, and we were all kind of flying blind, but we were taking our best shots at it, and we were spot on. So I just thank you because you guys both did a really good job with that yesterday. It was a huge story that was one of those things like, here you go, what do you got?
I mean, that to me was and I know Jay had my back too, but that's the triple dipper check to make sure, not even, because it was clearly Adam Schefter. Did he get hacked? That's what I was trying to figure out before I said anything. But because it was how he just posted what the Raiders posted. So that's why I went straight to the Raiders' actual. Then I wondered, did they get hacked?
Yeah.
But at that point, it felt real to me. And it clearly is real. And you know what else is real?
What's that?
The brotherhood that now the Raiders have built from this. Sometimes, Jay, it takes some, and I don't want to use the wrong word here, but it takes a level of tragedy,
Jay, if you
will.
If you look at the top brands in the NFL, are the Raiders still top 20?
Whoa!
I just asked him.
Come on, man.
Yeah, top 20. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not. Look,
top 10.
Ooh, let's count them out.
No. Because there are some that are gonna fade. No disrespect, Kyle Ledbetter. The Chiefs will fade when Mahomes. The Chiefs, they are the Warriors, right? They will fade once Mahomes goes away.
So
but right
we already
now,
got 3: Cowboys, Niners, Chiefs.
I'll put the Eagles in there. I'll put them.
Eagles.
Top 3 in your own division.
I'll put.
I would say the Patriots got to be there.
Patriots, and then that's it, guys. So top six.
Wait.
Cowboys, Packers.
Packers.
Maybe the Packers.
Packers.
Jordan Love. I mean,
I think the rejuvenation of the Bears.
No, see, I knew
they're close with the Raiders right now. They're right there.
Okay, then we're at 7.
Stadium and everything.
No, that's it though. 7.
Where do the
the Roar in Motown?
No, it's 7.
I was gonna say where does the Seahawks right now?
Nah, man.
No,
we can't do that.
Not above the Raiders yet.
No.
Bounce back year in Carolina.
You
can
go
the Bills?
You can go anywhere
Bills
right
Mafia.
now.
Bills Mafia's big time.
Oh, let me jump on a table. Give me a break, man. That shtick is old.
Yeah, but you know it. Everyone knows it.
That they
shows
jump
how
on
strong
tables?
The brand is.
No. You can go anywhere in the world and see Raiders stuff. You're not going anywhere in the world and seeing tables and Bills fans. You're not.
Where in the world are you going to see Raiders stuff? What, you mean like
everywhere?
In Spain or
you
something?
go to España, you go to Ibiza. Doesn't matter where you go.
Ibiza.
You're finding Raiders fans. I can't leave the States and see Bills fans. Come on, guys.
Where are the here goes one for you. Where's the Saints? The Saints are huge down south.
Yeah, and they marching in down to the south. But again, I'm not going to Panama and seeing
just checking
Saints stuff.
Just checking.
I'm not doing that.
So we got the Raiders about 8. Where the Broncos sit?
No,
man.
That's what I said. I think the Raiders might be top 3 in their own division.
No, Raiders or the Broncos. Come on, man.
It's Chiefs and then Raiders/Broncos, right?
Yeah,
there's no slash.
Yeah,
it's not a slash. It's actually not even
Harbaugh's
close.
Working his magic with the Chargers.
See, now this conversation is over.
Don't forget about Levi South. You know, those people down there, they floating the Niner flag pretty well.
Niners are real.
Come on, yeah, absolutely.
Niners are real.
That's why I say the Bills are.
Now, I don't know how real the Niners were when y'all had Tom Sula. You know, come on. I'm just saying.
I don't know how
the stadium
real
didn't
the
look,
Raiders were when you had Joe Bugle.
Well, I'm just saying that the stadium didn't look the same.
Jamarca, we could name a million of them guys.
916 is saying the Steelers.
How do we forget the Steelers? Yeah, Steelers for sure.
Okay, we're top 8.
Steel Kurt.
Yeah.
We top 8.
I got you. You're floating around 10. You're like Dak Prescott. You're floating around 10 right now.
We're closer to 5 than 10.
Do you know that about 10 years ago there was 2 hosts, I think in Arizona, that had this discussion about the Raider brand, and they almost came to blows? Have you ever heard that? It's a famous.
No.
Yeah, and they got taken off the air, and I think they ended up staying together for a while. Yeah.
What? Say that?
Yeah, there was 2 hosts. I don't want to say the names because I don't want to get anything wrong.
Right.
But they were talking about the Raider brand.
Really?
They got into a real argument about it, and it's like almost got physical.
Somebody
was that real?
I believe it was.
No, I'm saying that's why y'all keep pushing the Raiders down. It's gonna be a problem. Giants. Somebody's saying, what about the New York Giants? It's from the 209.
Not so much like the West Coast. You don't see it, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Nobody really rocking Giant stuff. I mean, you go to other places, you don't really see Giant stuff. For me,
I'll put the Giants over the Broncos for sure. That's not even close.
Nah. I think it's the opposite.
No, Jay, come on now.
Dude, who's rocking Giant stuff?
There's a lot of New York.
When last
Giants
time you been
fans.
out the country?
It's New York.
When last time you been out the country?
I go out the country.
I know. When's the last time?
2019.
October 2014. Bleep got real on the Doug and Wolf Arizona Sports Radio Show. Most sports radio meltdowns involve a host getting into it with a caller. This one saw the 2 co-hosts very nearly scrapping in the studio. Started with Doug and Wolf veering into a conversation about the strength of the Raiders brand. Wolf, the elder statesman of the Doug and Wolf Show, argues the Raiders brand is incredibly strong. Doug, the young whippersnapper, presents a counter argument. Anyway, yeah, they
Is that Ron Wolfley?
I think it might be.
Yeah. Good old Ryan Wolfley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Doug losing it a little bit, being told to shut up, and the audible sound of Wolf rising from his seat as he bellows, "You want to go?" So, yeah, that actually
I got another one for you. Where do the Commanders sit?
All right, man.
Below the Raiders.
Below the Raiders right
I
now?
think.
Because they changed the name?
That's probably
been a lot of
I think that
changes
is
there,
part of
yeah.
it. I think that's definitely part of it.
Okay.
They're
I
still
think
they're still
way,
establishing what that brand is.
New name, old name. I mean, the Raiders remain the same. And it's the Raiders.
What about the dog pound?
The Browns.
What about the dog pound?
The Browns.
Hey, just
really?
asking a question.
I know.
Just asking, man.
No,
You don't have to go on Doug and Wolf.
Hell,
on
we're
them.
stronger. We're stronger fans because we stink. We stink forever, so we're the best fans. No, I'm not. Come on, Jay. I'm not going to Guatemala and seeing any Browns.
You're right. Yeah, I'm just checking.
You're not going to Guatemala and seeing many Raiders
Yes,
things
you
either.
are.
I think
It's
you're
easy
more-
to say,
Yes,
but
you are.
I think you're more bound to see Raider stuff, though.
I'm not going to Brazil and seeing Commander stuff. I'm seeing
Don't
Raiders
see the
stuff.
shield. So what we got? About 8, 9?
I think it's about a 7.
Okay.
I'm going
you were at
7.
5. You insisted it was top 5 when we started.
Yeah, but I'm
It's
not going
about
to
10.
fight. It's 2-on-1.
Rounding around 10.
It's 2-on-1. We
Nobody's
can land in the
against
middle.
Anybody. We're on the same
We
team.
can land in the middle. I know Niners not top 5.
Nah, you crazy.
Yeah, how about that?
Nah, you crazy.
Now y'all don't like it.
Stop that.
Now
Niners
y'all don't
top
like
5.
it. Now y'all don't like
Cowboys, Niners, Steelers.
Who's on primetime all the time?
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
All the time.
Niners top
It's
5.
a front
brother.
runner nation. But
That's
Raider
fine.
Nation
That's
is
what
always
being a
there.
big
That's
brand
what
is
it's
about.
right. I mean,
That's
What's
fine.
the biggest brand in baseball? Who's the biggest
Yankees.
front
The
runners?
Yanks.
Yeah.
The Dodgers.
Did Team USA's manager think his team had already advanced in the World Baseball Classic? This is shameful. The question is how shameful. We answer it next on Sactown Sports.
Download the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento sports in your pocket. This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Do you have at least 1 month worth of food in your pantry? If not, you should definitely go to mypatriotsupply.com right now. My Patriot Supply is America's #1 supplier of long-term storable food. They've helped over 3 million Americans get prepared. And for a limited time, when you order their best-selling 4-week food supply, you'll get an additional week of food absolutely free. There's no catch, but act fast because this offer ends soon. Claim your free emergency food kit now at mypatriotsupply.com. That's mypatriotsupply.com.
Here's a tale of Linda trying to lose weight, but the med presses she found were all over the place.
Hidden fees and markups made her jaw drop low. Then she found Good RX. Now she's in the know.
GLP-1 subscriptions FDA approved.
With clear upfront pricing.
And same-day pickup.
That's Good RX, the no-nonsense way. Save time and money on prescriptions.
Get to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
Step inside the game you love with the NBA app. Tap to watch every game as it's happening.
Jalen Brunson does it again!
And never miss a moment of the jaw-dropping action. Get closer to the players than anywhere else. Follow the latest schedules, scores, and stats. Keep up with every story from across the league. And with NBA ID, it's all personalized to you. The game lives here. Download today.
Spring is here, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings, plus get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
If you're serious about your golf game, then you need to know about Total Game Fitting at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Whether it's the TrackMan-powered player performance studio for your best fit clubs, or the cutting-edge technology putter fitting studio, or the free Ballnamic ball fitter and 3D foot scanner, the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop offers you total game fitting from head to toe with equipment and apparel. Find your advantage at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop with the latest offering of new golf products in Northern California. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options. Heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's TREX.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
The Travel Guys, new on KHTK 1140 every Saturday at 11 a.m.
We'll make you a smarter traveler. Tips you can use on the road and at the airport, plus reports from top consumer advocates.
The Travel Guys, 11 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140.
Sacramento! Now you've got a place for all things dance.
The all-new Energy 100.5 HD2.
Where dance music lives. Dance vibes anytime and any place when you get the free Now 100.5 app.
Or listen at 100.5 HD2.
I was on hot stove with a couple buddies today and completely misread the calculations. We knew that Mexico was going to play Italy and then running all the numbers with if we lost tonight with the runs allowed and runs scored and outs. So I just misspoke.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
That was Mark DeRosa. Mark DeRosa is the manager of the World Baseball Classic team for Team USA. I know he got a lot of basketball going on, but this was significant enough where we got to at least mention it, because they apparently thought that they had clinched when they beat Mexico. They hadn't clinched. So then last night they ended up losing to Italy. And now Team USA has to sit and watch and hope the tiebreaker falls in their favor, because they thought they're already in, Ellen, and they weren't in. And it looks like maybe they had a little party after supposedly clinching when they didn't clinch. And some of the players were, oh, boy, they weren't in shape to play last night.
Yeah. And even,
what is going on?
Well, even listening to him, because now we know the rules about today, and obviously Team USA needs Italy to win, but it's not necessarily that simple. And I got it right here, Whitey. Italy wins versus Mexico. Italy and USA advance to quarterfinals. Mexico wins versus Italy and scores 5 or more runs. Mexico and USA advance to quarterfinals. Mexico wins versus Italy, scores 4 or less. Mexico and Italy advance. Yeah. So it almost sounds like he just assumed, and even still, this would be wrong, but if I have this correct based on these numbers, it seems like he assumed we ain't giving up 8 runs. That at the very least, maybe he didn't necessarily think that they had to win, but at the very least he thought, well, we're not going to give up 8 runs, and then they gave up 8 runs.
But he didn't say we've all but punched our ticket. He said punched our ticket.
That too. He said we punched our ticket. And you know what? I don't know if that's on Major League Baseball or MLB Network. Obviously, they're in cahoots, but they actually pulled down that video.
Right.
And I thought that was a terrible look. I mean, it's already out. It's already out everywhere. And as we always say, it's just going to bring more attention to it when you try to hide something. So just a terrible look for Team USA all around.
Yeah. So now, if things don't break right, I mean, it's not like a miracle needs to happen for them to be knocked out. There's a very good chance they're out.
Yeah, and I think
after thinking they had clinched.
Right, and the main thing here is everybody that has said something, whether it's Bryce Harper, Aaron Judge, and the Tarek Skubal thing, it's not a good look for Team USA, but we talked about something before the game or before the show even started. Even on its face, Why? What are you celebrating? What you're celebrating? And I get on the playoff scenarios because in baseball we talk about how you party when you clinch, you party when you win a wild card game, you party every round, you party, right? People have gone back to me and said, Alan, it's a long season, so every time you do something like that, it matters. The World Baseball Classic is like 2 weeks. We
won 3 games.
Right. Well, what are we talking about? We beat some electricians that don't even play in Major League Baseball.
Party time.
What are they doing? So I came to this conclusion, Whitey, just as far as the partying is concerned. And Jay, I'm not trying to put anybody out on Front Street. I can only speak for myself. But tournament baseball for me, especially when I got a little bit older, right? 17, 18 years old, and in college as well. Summer league tournament baseball, I mean, you get after it. You have some fun even while you're playing, not while you're playing, but you go home that night. Hey, where are we going out to? You're in Vegas for the weekend. You're in Reno for the weekend. You have some fun. So I don't think this was about clinching. I think this was about a group of guys that got a little vacation from spring training where there's probably stricter rules, and they used the clinching, which didn't actually happen,
the phantom clinching
to just have a little bit of fun. And to be honest, if they actually clinched, I'd probably still complain about it, but at least you would have clinched. Crazy to me that you had a questionable clinching and you didn't actually clinch.
Right.
But this was not about, they weren't actually celebrating beating Mexico and whoever else to clinch. They wanted an excuse to have some fun.
Who else did they beat? Was it Great Britain?
Great Britain they smacked, I think, and, were they 3-0?
Yeah, I forget the other team in their group.
Well, somebody else weak.
Yeah.
Panama? No,
it wasn't Panama. I think Panama was somewhere else, but that's what this was about.
Celebrate that.
It wasn't about getting to the quarterfinals.
I agree with something that you posted on social media, which is, there's a very good chance that Mark DeRosa is the one who has to absorb this and wear this, but it's possible he got incorrect information from somebody, and he can't go, well, so-and-so, Joe told me, he has to go, oh, boy, I was wrong. But you'd think that everyone would be clear that it wouldn't be a matter of everyone going, did we clinch? Well, Skip says we did, so, not even blaming the players, but the people, the officials, they should know.
I mean, we've joked about this all the time, and you don't even have to go back to summer ball or whatever. You'll see coaches on the podium, right? And they'll say, I don't even know who we play next. Right. And maybe that's not specifically a tournament situation, but that's what happens with coaches. They're leaning on other guys to say, hey, this is where we're at. He is the manager. Like, the idea that he's going to go home and Google and triple check the rules, I just disagree with that, unless because he was the manager before, he was telling people, no, we are good. Like, did an assistant coach come up to him and say, hey, are we good? Are you sure? And he said, yeah, I've done it before. We don't know that. But what I think is somebody said, no, we're good. Clearly, nobody in that organization, nobody in that program knew. So if it's a blame pie, as Chris Watkins loves his blame pies.
That's the only pies he likes.
That's very true. I cannot give Mark DeRosa 100% of blame, and I've been seeing that a lot. He can get about 70, but this is not college. This is not JUCO. This is not high school. There is a whole group. The PR team, they let him on MLB Network.
Right.
Watch the hit.
Yeah.
Then go to bed, right, or celebrate whatever they were doing. Then have the pregame, put up that lineup, decide what they were doing for the pitching rotation, and nobody else caught it, and that's 100% on Mark DeRosa.
Yeah.
I can't agree with that.
And by the way, you mentioned Bryce Harper. I had no problem with what he said, which was, this is nice, but it's not the Olympics.
Neither do I.
It's like, okay, you're right. And some people are like, oh, that's terrible.
Right.
How can you degrade the tournament that you're actually in? He spoke the truth.
Well,
it's not the freaking Olympic Games.
Well, to me, this is something that I suffer from a lot. And we've been doing some shows together, so you know how it is. Sometimes, just because something is right, it might not be the right time, right? That's what my mom always, Alan, there's a time and a place. I don't have a problem with what Bryce said, but why are you saying it? I get it.
Maybe
you're at the World Baseball Classic.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Still, I didn't have a big deal.
It just felt like, why are you talking about this now?
Uh-huh.
You know, this is not the time to talk down on the World Baseball
But it shouldn't be like,
Classic.
whoa, don't say that. It should be, well, yeah, of course, everyone knows that.
Right.
I mean, we're
But
doing
then
this,
why
but
say
yeah,
it? But then why
everyone
say
knows
it?
that.
But why say it, though?
Well, it shouldn't be a big deal if everyone knows it.
Yeah, it's just time and a place. A lot of people working their butts off to make this happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and hopefully it does get back in the Olympics. I'll tell you who won't be managing, though. It will not be
I don't think so.
Mark DeRosa.
By the way, the big baseball news around here, if you saw the piece in the Bee today, yesterday, the mayor, who we're expecting to have on the show here at some point, the mayor talked about how in May there's expected to be a press conference at which Sacramento will officially launch efforts to land a Major League Baseball expansion team.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have details on where the stadium would go, West Sacramento looks like, and more details to come. So it's an interesting piece. Sacramento they're saddling up.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're gonna approach this the best way they can. And if it doesn't happen,
DeRosa will be available. We get a team. We could get him to be the skipper.
Literally. And I'll tell you this much: if they don't get a team, it won't be because they didn't put their best foot forward the best way they could.
Right.
It's just going to be possibly out of their control because at the end of the day, it's out of their control.
Yeah. David Sampson is a former MLB executive. He's going to join us at 4 to talk about what Sacramento has to do to impress upon Major League Baseball, the candidacy, how realistic it is to put a team here. And when we come back, we will take a look at what's going on with the Sacramento Kings. Was it a prove-it night for Devin Carter? Was it a I showed you night for DC? Next on Sactown Sports.
The madness is here, and so is your shot at $1 million. Enter the Sactown Sports 1140 Basketball Mayhem Bracket Challenge. It's free and open to fans nationwide. Head to SactownSports.com, build your bracket, and see if you've got what it takes. This contest is brought to you by Power Business Technology. For all your business copier needs, call 1-844-POWER-BZ or visit PowerCopiers.com. Don't sleep on this. Get your picks in now.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find: happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. Yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
When a person is seriously injured, there's no substitute for the personal legal relationship offered by the local NorCal firm of Ashton & Price. From the first attorney meeting, every important decision is made with a direct consultation with, and I can't believe I have to say this, a real, live, experienced, flesh and blood local attorney. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries with no fee until we win. For the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Business moves fast, and so do we. At Bank of Marin, we team up with businesses in the greater Sacramento area to help you drive the lane and score big. With dedicated relationship bankers and local decision-making, we help you move quickly, whether you're upgrading equipment, buying your next building, streamlining cash flow, or fueling growth. From expansion to investment, we're ready to help you win. Bank of Marin, your local business bank. Visit us at bankofmarin.com. Member FDIC.
Have you tried my Colombian tamales?
Yes, but the Mexican tamales I brought are way better.
Colombian tamales wrapped in plantain leaves are unmatched, you know.
But the Mexican tamales wrapped in corn husks are the authentic ones.
At least we can agree that they taste better with Pepsi.
Without a doubt, tamales deserve Pepsi. No matter what tamales you love, enter for a chance to win a year's worth of groceries. Powered by Pepsi. No purchase necessary. U.S. residents 18 or over. Ends April 5th, 2026. Rules at pepsipromo.com/free groceries. Pepsi is a registered trademark of PepsiCo Inc.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 916-277-8599 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on Sactown Sports 1140.
You think last night was a I showed you night for Devin Carter? Hey, coach, I showed you.
Organization, I showed you. If you give me an opportunity, this is what I can do. Now, he's gotten some opportunities here as of late, but he hasn't done anything like this. And, I mean, funny enough, I think to your point, Whitey, this wasn't some throwaway game where, you know, he started with Killian Hayes. He didn't get in until the second half.
Mm-hmm.
So that is just ain't got to get ready if you stay ready, and really just showing guys and people in the organization, you need to stop playing with my playing time.
Chris, the mom, in the text line says, I enjoyed yesterday's game, but I'm more happy the Warriors lost since there's no guarantee for our pick anyway.
Yeah.
That's a bad loss for the Warriors.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Bulls, we were just talking about, man, they must be really bad, and the Warriors just lost to them, so that's crazy.
Yeah. Did you see the terrible foul by Draymond?
I did.
Let the Bulls tie the game?
Yeah.
The OT?
He also said that everybody was losers before he got there. No, did you see that?
No.
Oh, my goodness. He said, fans that wanted me traded. He's on some podcast because there's not his, but a different one. And he said, all the fans that wanted me traded, you were all losers before I got here. No, he really said that.
Okay. I don't think that whole thing with Draymond as a Warrior is going to age well.
No. I mean,
it'll be worth it in the end for everybody.
Yeah.
But it's probably not going to age well. The thing with Devin Carter is, I think if you're a member of the organization, you're watching him, it's like, yeah, he does this, he does that. He's got to make jump shots. Mm-hmm. He's got to make threes. He's not a very tall player. He's a good defender. He's a good rebounder. He can get to the basket, but he's got to make threes. So that was the thing last night that I would think if you were talking to scouts in the front office, that's the thing where they'd have to say, yeah, the numbers are great, but the main thing is he was making that shot.
Yeah. I mean,
he's a player if he can do that.
Right. There's just too many guys, even though he projects better than his listed size, there's just too many players in the league, honestly, to have somebody who's 6'2" that can't shoot. There's just too many players. We're learning this, Whitey. You were talking about a homeboy from the Pacers last night who you hadn't necessarily heard of. Who was it? Kobe? Was it Kobe Brown? Kobe Brown for the Pacers?
Oh, when you heard me on the phone?
Yeah, no, Cameron Jones.
I was talking about Cam Jones. Who had a nice game.
Yeah, Cam Jones.
Yeah.
So all these teams have guys that can do a little bit of something. So, yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. After, after a year or two, nobody necessarily looks at where you were drafted unless you were a top 5 pick that closely.
Jay, did you see who played for the Pacers last night?
No.
Jalen Slauson.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, well.
Jalen Slauson.
11 minutes.
Background fodder, brother. Background fodder.
11 minutes last night for the Pacers. And bless him, former Sacramento King.
He was a plus 14. He was a team high plus 14. You got to put some respect on his name. But
there's, as I said earlier, there's this narrative that the Kings, they wouldn't stoop to that level. And they won, and that's great. It's a feel-good, and a lot of good things happened. But I really think the Kings went into that game thinking it would be good if we didn't prevail here. But then you get into the game, and even though Indiana was way ahead, as that fourth quarter starts to unravel for them, you realize they're just better at this than we are. They're better than tanking. We're going to have to beat them and take the win and all that comes with it, all the good and some of the downside. But, man, that was a bad team the Pacers had out there last night.
Yeah, it was confusing, even the fact that the Kings were down that big. I'll tell you what, Whitey, we don't even see that game from Devin Carter if it's not for Malik Monk. You know, Malik Monk going down, so neither of them are playing tonight. Now this is where this thing gets really squirrely. I mean, Killian Hayes had 23 minutes last night. He might touch 30 minutes tonight with no Westbrook, no Monk,
right,
and no Devin. He has to play. Look, if he can't figure out the jump shot tonight, it's probably just not going to happen.
Yeah, it's a steady diet of PBJ tonight.
It better be. I haven't seen him in a while, so better get him back on up there. And honestly, Neek ended up with a decent game. He was 5 of 12, didn't make a 3. I'm looking for this to be a big Neek at night. I'm looking this to be a big Neek night. And I know this is all positive with Dev because, you know, he balled out. But to be honest with you, that's the underlying situation with Devin Carter going back to last season. He does seem to struggle a little bit staying on the court. And now he has a great game. No Malik Monk, no Russell Westbrook tonight, but now Devin Carter's out. And that's not his fault, don't get me wrong, but that's just something he just had a little bit of bad luck with the shoulder and, you know, the lower extremities, things like that, and now he's out again.
It is a lot harder to tank at home, isn't it? Because you got the whole issue of your own doing it in front of your own fans who are paying to see you play.
That's what I'm saying. You know, and that's why going back to, because I believe it was on the road when they played their guys a bit longer. And at this point, I think everybody's confused. Are the vets helping or hurting the tank? I saw people saying, put the vets back in. That's what someone said last night. Now, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but this is what people were joking, saying, put the vets.
That's very disrespectful.
Well, put the vets back in. They were losing by 20 with the vets in. But going back to that game where the Kings wanted to end that streak, Whitey, that was on the road. And I think, you know, looking back on it now, maybe you sit there and you say, man, I mean, I know the streak was bad, but did we really need it? Because think about it like this, Whitey. They have the Hornets at home tonight. Hornets are coming off a back-to-back, but Kings are going to be missing some teams. Then they do go down to L.A. I don't think anybody's worried about the Kings pulling off a crazy upset against the Clippers. But then after that, Jazz at home. We'll skip over the Spurs, but Jazz at home. Sixers don't have any. By the way, that Sixers game, you should look back at, I'm just not saying you, Whitey, look back at what the Sixers are putting on the floor right now. Because just a couple games ago, you know, they got destroyed. Tyrese Maxey is out. A lot of their guys have been out for a while. That was the game that Keon balled out. Now, they just beat the Grizzlies by 10. But in that game, you had, you know, it was a VJ Edgecombe, Quentin Grimes, and Kelly Oubre had 30. Cam Payne had 32. So that's who they're throwing out there. Now, maybe that team.
Who had 32?
Cameron Payne. You heard me, right? The lefty.
Isn't that the guy who was lobbying Kyle Draper during the Summer League?
Yes.
To get a spot on the Kings?
That's how deep they are. That's how deep they are. So that's what they're throwing out there. So everybody needs to be careful. I don't know if that's the right term, but we're looking at this game, at these home games. The Spurs, we know what it is. After that, you host the Sixers, you host the Nets, then you go to Charlotte, and then you go to, you go to Orlando and you go to Atlanta, then you go to Brooklyn. So I'm telling you, man, it's inspired basketball. And what is it now? What are they now? 2-0 since the media royale?
Right. That's right.
The media battle royale. The Kings are undefeated since Russ called out
if they're
Sacramento
second
media.
Worst, third worst, you going to be okay about everything? If they slide to fourth worst, I don't think they'll get to fifth. Mm-hmm. The Jazz have won 4 more games than them, but it could be in play. Where are you going to be okay 1 through 4?
I mean, I think it's less about being okay, and obviously we have no control over it. It's just a matter of what it looks like.
I think you got to at least be bottom 3. And I think it'll be interesting to see how the Kings handle this. And maybe everybody, Scott, Texas, maybe the Kings agree with you that no, you have to win these games. If that's not how they feel, I think they're going to have to start shutting down players or something at this point.
Right. I don't.
That's how they feel.
No, I don't. I'm not saying you have to win these games like our guy Scott, like you mentioned on the text line. I'm not saying that. I'm saying based on the decisions that they make, maybe, before the games start, you have to ride with what it is. I still don't think, because I've been saying, hey, the vets shouldn't play more than 30 minutes. Well, Russ and DeMar did not play more than 30 minutes last night, and they won.
Didn't play in the fourth quarter.
They didn't play in the fourth quarter. So if that is what it is, you let the chips fall where they may. You just can't get in your own way. If Devin Carter ends up turning into, I don't even know what his comp would be, but if Devin Carter ends up turning into a Josh Hart, Allen Iverson hybrid for the next 15 games, so be it. But there's definitely a line. I think where it gets squirrely, Whitey, it's not the vets. It's what we were talking about yesterday. Now, Malik is out tonight, but not Russell Westbrook, DeMar, we already talked about that. No more than 30 minutes for them. What do you do with Precious? What do you do with Malik? And to a lesser degree, what do you do with the Daquan Plowden? Mm-hmm. What do you do with what we call the young unks? That's next. I would never say don't play Max or Neek. I don't have it in my bones to say it. But I think next on the list, as you look around at what these other teams are doing, what do you do with the young unks? And I would imagine that the Pacers, after, they got lucky they lost last night, but I would imagine the Pacers, you're going to see Nesmith, hey, chill out a bit. Pascal Siakam, chill out a bit. We already know what they're going to do with the vets. What do you do with the young unks?
We have a new team in worst place, and we have a new name atop the mock drafts, and we haven't even talked about Bam Adebayo yet. We'll do all that when we return. Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55-plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Winter is in full swing, and Aleve is here to keep you moving. When the cold weather sets in, everyday aches and pains can linger, but Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, Aleve keeps you going with long-lasting body pain relief to get you through whatever the season brings. Chilly days or cozy nights, Aleve gives you that long-lasting body pain relief you can count on this winter. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Rain-X wipers are the #1 wiper blades in America. That means all kinds of drivers choose Rain-X. Big drivers in small cars choose Rain-X. Small drivers in big cars choose Rain-X. Drivers with long hair and short commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with short hair and long commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with pets on board, babies on board, and bored babies on board choose Rain-X. Basically, drivers who love a clear view of the road all choose Rain-X wipers. the #1 wiper blades in America.
What's up? Chad Hoblett's with us from Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Chad, what's happening for the Declaration of Deals sales event?
There's nothing more American than a Jeep. And with the Declaration of Deals, now is the time to get your hands on a new Jeep Wrangler Willys when you save up to $7,500 off MSRP. This is the most capable and versatile 4x4 Jeep on the road, and it could be yours.
Well, what else do you have?
We have it all. When you check out the certified pre-owned Supercenter, we have over 200 vehicles waiting for you, including nearly 120 vehicles under $30,000. Whatever you're looking for, you can find it at Hoblet and take advantage of our award-winning customer service. As a fifth-generation dealer, you're not a number, you're family.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$7,500 total net savings on select new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Willys after $3,000 factory rebates and $4,500 Hoblet discounts. Rebates may include $1,500 select inventory cash on select inventory, $1,000 SFS bonus cash. Must finance through Stellantis. 5% savings. See dealer for details.
A's fans, the 2026 season is coming fast, and single game tickets are on sale now. Be there for an exciting season packed with theme days, giveaways, and firework nights, including bobbleheads, jerseys, hats, and much more. And getting in is easier than ever. Tickets start at just $8 for select April and May games. From opening day to unforgettable summer nights, there's something for everyone at the ballpark. Get your tickets today at athletics.com/tickets and be part of the excitement this 2026 season.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
I don't smoke that thing.
Live and local, it's The Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Emmadrock says play Doug, Drew, Daquan, Debo, and Dominique, the 5 Ds. To Drive Guys here, basking in the afterglow of a stirring come-from-behind win for the Kings, 114-109 over the always pesky Indiana Pacers. Pacers now have lost 10 straight, and the Pacers are now in worst place. The Pacers at 15-50 have the worst record in the NBA. So as of right now, they'd have the top lottery odds. Sacramento at 16-50, half a game better than that. Washington, after getting totally humiliated and annihilated last night by Bam Adebayo and the Heat, Washington is 16-48. Then you got Brooklyn in 4th place. So congratulations, Pacers. You did it.
For now.
Worst place is yours.
For now. And that's where they can sit. And now they've lost 10 in a row, the Pacers.
Yeah.
Okay.
And even if they stay there, 52% shot at a top 4 pick, 52.1, which means since they lose the pick, if it's 5 through 9, they have, 47.9% chance of losing the pick.
Right. And
to the Clippers in the Zubats deal.
Well, I'm going to tell you this much, Whitey. And we just talked about this as the Kings keep fluctuating. They now have the seventh easiest schedule left. Whitey, do you know who has the hardest schedule remaining?
I don't.
The Indiana Pacers.
All right.
And they just found a way to lose to the Kings.
Yeah.
So
they found a way to blow a 20-point lead.
Based on what this looks like, if the Kings, play this thing straight or straighter than other teams would, I don't know how the Kings get back to the worst record.
Right. And what happens now is if you finish with the second worst record, that brings the 6th pick into play. You'd have a 20% chance of getting the 6th pick.
Yeah. And some fans are okay with that. Some fans, that's what they wanted. Now the Pacers could fall into some wins just like the Kings could. But I would say this. I mean, a game like tonight is very important. And I would say going back to that Sixers game, based on how hobbled they've been, those are the games that are going to be important.
Look, I've said it before. I'll say it again. The Pacers are really good at this. They were playing Jalen Slauson last night. They're really good at this right now.
Well, they made a decision, right? I mean, the crazy thing is when the Kings subbed out Russ and last night was just a bit of an aberration because the Kings subbed out Russ and DeMar DeRozan, and they were willing to let the chips fall where they may. And just like Precious Achiuwa a couple games ago, I know it's different because Precious is so strong going up against guys that are, maybe on two ways. Precious is on a minimum himself, but he's just kind of a mountain of a man. But the same way you had to live with that, you live with Devin Carter doing what he did, and you think, hey, what are the chances of that happening?
I think we have to give Doug Christie some of the credit for the win. Even a lot of the fans who all year long have been saying, he's terrible, he's the worst coach in the league, you got to get rid of him. You have to give Doug Christie some of the credit for that win. And we also have to think that a win like that, maybe some of us would have rather they not won, but when you win a game like that, it has to have some kind of positive effect on building your culture with the younger players. Maybe just a little bit, but it has to. You can see that in their body language and the way they celebrate after games.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everybody was, you saw them, right? I mean, you saw how happy everybody was on the sideline, and it's hard to be upset at that. I'm sure some fans were, but it's hard to be upset at that. What the Pacers did, and I'm just double-checking that he didn't go out with an injury, and I don't believe he did. He might be coming back from injury, but, I mean, Obi Toppin had 17 points in 15 minutes. He played 15 minutes. That was it. Right now, they kept in Aaron Nesmith, and Aaron Nesmith went off for 29, but that's Rick Carlisle saying, I'm going to pick and choose. I'm not going to play Obi and Aaron Nesmith, but I can probably play one of them and still take care of what we need to take care of. So, those were just some of the decisions that were made. And the Kings, that's not where they're at right now. They had something to say as far as the media is concerned. Max was asked about tanking and, all this. I do have a quick question, though.
Yeah, fire away.
For everybody out there that, losing just creates a bad culture. Everybody that said that to us via phone, text, YouTube, is anybody worried about this season affecting the Pacers? Because I can guarantee you the Pacers have probably a younger team on average than the Kings. Is anybody worried about this season affecting the Pacers? Because if that's not the case, then we can throw that out the window. I'm not saying to lose games. I'm not saying to win games. But the same idea of we got to teach these kids that are 24 years old good habits.
I agree with you, but I'll tell you the difference. With the Kings, you're talking about young players that you assume may be part of what you're doing for the foreseeable. With the Pacers, none of these young guys are necessarily crucial pieces in where they hope to get to as quickly as next year again. But I agree with you.
Yeah.
But I think that would be the argument to what you're saying. It's like, the Pacers, they already have their culture. It's said it's just on hold. This is just a gap year for them.
Well,
they're not worried about whether Jalen Slauson is affected by the losing this year.
But it's not really about that. It's more so about the fact that they have seen success before.
Yeah.
Not to drop kick my own argument, because Ben Shepherd is 24. Ben Shepherd is the same age. Yeah.
Anything happened last night?
Nothing happened last night. Somebody said it was probably Carmichael Dave after what he had to say about me today on the show. And that was a good call. But no, I was sitting there waiting. No kick.
Were you waiting?
I was waiting.
You're lurking?
Oh,
in
yeah.
your lair?
But you can't be a repeat. You'd be stupid to come back.
Right.
Right? He might have got somebody else that night.
Right.
But he wasn't coming back. He knew better than that. He was not coming back.
You did get a pretty good look at the perp.
Oh, I mean, that's what I'm saying. People call me a snitch or whatever. Look, if I really wanted to be a snitch in these streets, I got the information. I just wouldn't do that, Whitey.
Okay.
I would not do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just looking here. Aaron Nesmith is 26 years old. Ben Shepherd, like I said, is 24, which is the same age as Nick Clifford. The difference is that, to your point, who's actually going to play for them next season? Obi, Jay Huff as a backup, Aaron Nesmith, and Ben Shepherd, who Ben Shepherd was like the 10th guy off the bench, the 9th, 10th guy off the bench. So to your point, Whitey.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's only...
So that's why it wouldn't apply to them.
But there's only 3 guys that we care about for the Kings, too. Neek, Dylan ain't even playing right now. Neek, Dylan...
And Maxine.
Because I'm not counting Devin yet. They're just now starting to play Devin.
Right, but I think even though it's 2 of them, it still matters with those 2, in theory. But I agree with you. I don't think that's a concern, as we've discussed and as you and I agree.
Yeah, I think it's fun to say. I think it's fun to say. I think it's easy to say. I think it's overblown.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's overblown.
So if the Kings end up with the second worst record again, they could pick as low as 6th If you fall to third, you could pick as low as seventh. If you fall to fourth worst, you could actually end up picking eighth, although the odds are definitely against you. And I think, looking at the standings, I think fourth is probably the worst they could be on this. And if you're top three, then you have the best shot, 14% chance at the first pick. You got to finish in the top three in the lottery.
So my whole conversation of trading it, before I even ask you, would you trade it? But hold on now.
I might.
But that's not my question. If they get to 6.
Trade down for what?
Hey, we got to drop the beat again. If they drop down to 6, Whitey, I don't know that there would be if this thing keeps moving the way it's moving and there's only a couple true stars at the top of this draft, all of a sudden, if you drop to 6, I don't know if Atlanta or whoever is trading with you. If it turns into, hey, we have the 6th pick and somebody has 9 and 15, that team might say, I think we're good with 9 and 15.
I'll still get a good player at 6 if I have to. By the way, I was talking to Mr. Reynolds today. That's who I was talking with when you came in. He has an interesting comp for Darren Peterson.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, you know who, I was thinking about it, you know who he reminds me of? And I was terrified he was going to say Bradley Beal. And I mentioned that to him. He goes, no, Bradley Beal's a little thicker, not as smooth. But he said Darren Peterson reminds him of Ray Allen. But he said he's not as good as Ray Allen was at that stage.
Right. Because a lot of
people.
He
also said Ray Allen's a really good player.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer, but he wasn't going to be like your franchise guy. He wasn't going to lead a franchise anywhere.
And to be fair, a lot of people that are kind of closer to my age know Ray Allen is more as the sniper versus what he was, doing back in the day. He had the whole package, right? He wasn't just a shooter until he got a little bit older, but even still, that is in line with what the Vincent Goodwills are saying. Darren Peterson looks like a really good player. Look, it could be Bradley Beal, it could be Ray Allen, it could be whatever, but the franchise-changing aspect of the Darren Peterson conversation seems to be slowing down a bit.
Mm-hmm. So here's Tankathon, and what we're seeing at tankathon.com is being reflected in a lot more of the mocks. There are so many out there. There's not necessarily a consensus, but we're seeing this more and more. Tankathon, mock draft number 1 now, A.J. Debonsa. Some of this is based on who would pick there, and it would be Indiana picking now.
Right.
Presumably, they'd have they're in the worst spot. So they have Debonsa first, Peterson second. Some of that is just because of the teams flip-flopping. Boozer, Caleb Wilson, Kingston Flemings, Keaton Wagler would be 6. But it's not uncommon to see Debonsa at number 1 now and more mock drafts, especially after he went for 40 last night in the conference tournament.
Oh, and I love a good conference tournament. We just saw, what was that, the Southland Conference?
Yeah.
There's nothing better than a conference tournament you win and you're in. And that's all that matters. There's honestly, Whitey, and I love, obviously, March Madness. It's a close second for me watching the Southland, the MEAC, these conferences where this is all, we ain't getting an automatic bid. That just gets me
I've always
ready.
thought that was stupid. They used to do that in the ACC way back when.
What part?
It didn't matter how many games you won.
Mm-hmm.
You had to win the conference tournament to get in.
Right.
Now they have more teams where, it is. If you're in the ACC,
Right.
you finish, like with a sub 500 record. Oh, you probably get a 12.
And now everybody gets in.
Yeah. But there was a time when you had to win the conference tournament. Mm-hmm. Didn't matter. You could have won all the rest of your games. Got to win that conference tournament.
Now that's a little bit much.
Yeah, but Jimmy has a calf injury in the championship game. Sorry.
Yeah. But that's a little bit much. But I'm talking about the Northeast Conference.
Uh-huh.
I'm talking about these small conferences where it looks like it's in a high school gym.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love it. And that's what this whole weekend is about for me. This whole week, just later in the week.
Yeah.
But to get back to what you're saying, as far as just the different guys that are going to pop in and pop out of the draft right now, Whitey, my question to you is, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, if the Kings dropped to 6 and you knew they were looking at Keaton Wagler, then what do you do? Because you weren't that high on Keaton Wagler, right?
Yeah, I'm still figuring out how I feel about him. He's been really good. I haven't personally seen him play that well yet. So it would depend where I could go. But there is, you can see the drop-off. And like Mikael Brown's a good example of how a few weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago, he was up there in top 5, and now he's sliding down to 9. So I think we're seeing some of that stratification. And to me, that line is right around there, 6 or 7. Some of that depends on how you feel about Darius Acuff.
Yeah, and he was out last game. That was on purpose to get him ready for the SEC conference tournament. They wanted him to be ready for that. I mean, we all knew in this day and age, especially with what Cooper Flagg is doing, we all knew that it was going to be a ball-handling wing taking number 1 overall. Like, that's what it is right now. Anybody that and I know Darren Peterson goes 6'6", but especially once that stuff started popping up with the question marks, it was never going to be a guard. It just wasn't. And I know Cade is the same size as Darren Peterson, but Cade is a hub. Cade is a point guard. I don't even know if Darren Peterson is going to be a ball-dominant player on the next level.
Yeah, where did I read that? Might have been SI.com. There are a lot of NBA people that feel like while Darren Peterson plays off the ball at Kansas, in the NBA, he can be a ball-dominant guy.
Okay.
He can play on ball.
Okay. It's tough when you don't see it, right? I mean, I'm watching Debanza bring the ball up every he's doing everything. You know what I mean? I mean, he's folding the clothes for that team. He's doing everything. So it is apples to oranges, even though it shouldn't be. But even still, just where the league is going, that's why I never had Darren Peterson number 1.
Against Kansas State, Debanza had 40 points last night, 15-21, 8-9 from the line, hit 2 of 6 threes with 9 rebounds and 6 assists.
Yeah.
So I think he's probably going to go number 1.
Yeah.
I know the Kings, from what we know, the Kings, they would take him if they got that shot.
The one thing, because I know you've questioned the shooting, whenever I see Debanza hitting a 3, you know where it is, Whitey? It's in the corner. And I don't know what to make of that.
Short 3?
Yeah. Yeah, and obviously the line is a little bit different when you get to the NBA. Now, I don't think he has to be Steph Curry, don't get me wrong, but he was 2 of 6, and if off the top of my head, Whitey, I was watching the highlights last night, both those threes were in the corner. So we got to keep an eye on that. I'm still taking him number 1, but you had that question mark as far as his shooting is concerned, and that's just one thing that I've noticed a little bit.
Yeah.
But you just surround him with shooters.
And it's something that, you have to assume you can work on and he can improve in, because he's for the year, not to get bogged down in numbers, but he's at 33.8% on threes, the college 3. So that's like, okay, NBA, that's got to get better.
I got a really good comp for you. This person is taking 3.5 attempts per game. Okay, 3.5.
Is this an NBA or college player?
NBA player. This person is taking 3.5 3-point attempts per game. Whitey, this player is shooting 29.9% from 3. And everyone is goo-goo gaga over him, even though he might not win Rookie of the Year. Whitey, that's Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg is shooting 29% from 3. And I don't think anybody here is worried about him. Now, we can go back and forth with who's going to be better, Cooper Flagg or Debanza. But my point is, I'm pretty sure Debanza could shoot 30% from 3 next season in the league.
But what did he do last year?
In college?
Yeah. I mean, if we're going to compare him to Debanza, we got to compare his college numbers rather than compare his rookie.
Well, and I know you got the projection there because they obviously have those.
35% is what they project Debanza at in the NBA.
Well, they said they got him at, I guess he shot 38.5% from 3 at Duke.
Okay.
But, yeah, he was taking 3.6 threes a game at 38.5.
And I think his shot is
legit.
You look at his shot, it's like, okay, that's further along.
Sure.
Whereas AJ is like,
I don't see a hitch, though. I don't see a hitchy woo-woo or anything, though. I mean, it looks smooth and
if you got a hitchy woo-woo, G League's probably your ceiling.
Well, I'm just saying. Some guys got hitchy woo-woos. Obvious, last night.
Some guys have that from the foul line.
Last night, well, Sohan, I don't even know what, that is not a hitchy woo-woo. But Devin Carter, last night, he did not have a hitchy woo-woo. You know who else did back in the day? We switch sports here. Trey Lance. He had the hitchy woo-woo. He did. It's a little thing. He had a little something. You thought, you going to get rid of that? He had something.
Yeah. I'm not sure where to go when we're mixing sports like that.
I'm just saying, he's a little,
Uh-huh.
you know what I mean? Whoa.
What? You mean?
Yeah. Jay knows. He had a little.
I don't know if Jay knows.
It wasn't.
Jay, do you
smooth.
know?
Jay.
I don't know.
Jay. Trey had a hitch, Jay.
Not like the way you talk about Chuck Knobloch style.
No, he had a little.
I don't see it with AJ either. I think his shot is smooth. I just don't think he shoots that well.
It's a little funky looking. I never said he had a hitchy woo woo.
No,
I've never heard of that term.
No, you said he had a little something.
I said it's not very smooth.
AJ shot?
That's what I'm saying.
The whole
Jay.
form. The form is when I say I don't literally mean. I just mean it's not a great looking shot.
I think it looks fine.
Yeah, I think it's killer.
No, hold.
The numbers say it needs work.
I got a good one for you.
But I don't need him to. This is the thing. I don't need him to shoot 40%, and I don't really need him to shoot 38%.
In the NBA,
nah, man, this guy's is the shoot
33%
the stars.
Very rare for a wing like him. He's going to need to improve that aspect of his game. And I'm not saying he'll never win in the NBA because he can't. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's something that he needs to work on, and he probably will, and he'll probably get better.
It depends on his comp, right? It depends on his comp. That's the first place I would go with this. Who are we comparing him to?
I don't know that it depends on his comp.
Well, I think it does because it's what type of player do we think he's going to be?
Well, I go back to if he's 6'9", if he's going to be playing in the backcourt, which is really just wing player now. The line between guard and forward is a little blurred, but you're going to have some.
Where do you want him to be at? Give me a number. Where you need him to be?
NBA player?
35%.
I think ideally he'd be better than that. 35 is workable, but I know I keep saying this. Kevin Dennis said 37% now is average.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think if you look at it, like Cade Cunningham doesn't shoot 37%. He's around the 34, 35%. He's not a star. Like, I think there are guys who are stars that have the ball in their hand. The one thing about him, and I compare him to like a Cade. Like, Cade goes to the cup hard. He's real aggressive. I think AJ's mid-range game is impeccable, which I think is going to replace a lot of his three-point shooting.
Because he's so big, he shoots over people.
Like, I truly think that we're in the generation of you need to be able to shoot three-pointers. There's still guys who are stars who are working around not shooting 37%. I just don't know if he'll ever get to that. If he does, he does. But I think 35, 34, that's very workable, especially the way he goes at the cup. I think he's a monster at the rim.
Yeah.
Cade, by the way, is 35.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say he's 34, 35 for sure.
Yeah. You watch him play, and that's one of the things that he can be better at.
Sure. No. And this guy that I'm about to bring up, I don't think that AJ will ever average 6.7 assists per game. And this guy didn't prior to this season. Whitey, one of my favorite players to watch, Denny Avdia. So Denny Avdia takes 6.2 threes a game, guys. He's shooting it at 33%. 33.8, but he's at 33%. So that's a guy, and he was an all-star this season in the West. So to me, I think that's a decent enough comp. But again, I don't see AJ doing the playmaking that Denny Avdia is doing. But he is sitting at 34%, 33.8%, and everybody is, talking about the leap that he made this season. He's getting to the free throw line a ton, very similar to what AJ DeBonsa has been doing as well. But why do you know who had a hitchy woo-woo?
Who had a hitchy woo-woo?
Or has one right now? I think this is a good example. Maxime. That's one to me.
Oh, from three?
From three.
Oh, well, that's because he doesn't want to shoot it.
Yeah, from three. Now, that's one to me. When I was watching his highlight tape at Stanford, I didn't see it as much. I think it has gotten worse in the NBA because of the different lines.
Yeah, it's a big boy shot.
Yeah. So that one to me, when you talk about somebody's shot, I'm thinking it looks wrong. AJ's shot doesn't look wrong to me. Maybe it could be smoother, but it doesn't look like some of the guys that I've named off, like Maxime or like Devin. Not last night, Devin, but what we've seen from Devin.
Devin's weird just because it's so different. Doesn't mean it can't work, but I mean, he shoots like we've said, you watch him in warm-ups long before the games, he's shooting like 30-footers. Yeah. And he's shooting like 50 feet in the air.
Yeah, I mean,
if it goes in, that's great, but it's just a little unusual.
Yeah, he was taking some deep ones last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was feeling it. He was feeling it last night. But, it just depends on what your what you are prioritizing right now. And, I think the thing about AJ is how he's going to be guarded. He's going to have an opportunity to get better at shooting the three because guys aren't going to be able to just be up on him because they don't want the blow by.
Yeah.
So he's going to have opportunities.
He's also going to face better defenders, and so he's going to have to have that, ability to establish that threat. Yeah. And I'm not saying he's horrible but that is, to me, I watch him play. That's an area where he needs to be better if he wants to become a franchise player. Remember, too, we're talking about a franchise-level player.
Yeah.
There's hope that he can be a guy who leads a franchise, puts a franchise on his back, hopefully this very franchise, and carries them at least in the same zip code as the promised land.
Yeah, to your point,
I just think there's guys that are in the league that we forget, like Jaylen Brown doesn't shoot 35, Paolo doesn't shoot 35. Like, there's guys who are stars, and they may not be who we want AJ to be, but I think there's more proven guys for me that match the look and the frame and the template of who AJ DeBonta is. Because again, I look at AJ as the form of he is relentless when it comes from inside the 3-point arc and to the rim. He is relentless. If you look at guys that compare to him, the K's, the Jaylen Browns, the Palos, guys who are long, and I know Jalen's a little shorter, those guys don't shoot 35%. And ain't nobody around here crying about them guys shooting 35%. Would you want them to shoot 35? Absolutely. 37? Absolutely. We all can get better at something. But I think there's a bunch of guys, and I think we're starting to nitpick like you guys have talked about as we get closer to the draft. Well, he doesn't shoot 37%. Yeah, but he out here busting tail every single night. Yeah. And so does Jaylen Brown, so does Cade, so does Paolo, so does Jalen Johnson, so does a bunch of people that are stars that don't shoot even 35%.
I think you may be missing the point, Jay, or maybe I'm not making it clearly. He's shooting under 34% in college from three.
Yeah.
He's going to be probably the first pick because everyone sees him as a potentially great
hopefully
player.
For the Kings.
When you look at his numbers and you look at his game, that's an area in which he could probably get better. And if he does, he's going to be even that much better. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. My whole thing is guys like that, unless, Coop is Coop. And, we had people on that said they would take Coop number one this season. At the beginning, he wasn't going to be in the top 10, right?
I don't know about that.
But no, people were saying that. I would never say that, but those were conversations. I think it might have been Kendrick Perkins, so take it with a grain of salt. But I'm looking here, guys. I know he only played 24 games, but Caleb Wilson, he goes 6'10", so he's a little bit taller than AJ. Caleb, he wasn't really even taking threes. He was shooting 25.9 from three. So to me, all of these bigger guys, that's going to be something that some of them are going to figure it out, some of it aren't, and that goes into the roulette of the draft in general.
Mm-hmm. Was Bam's 83, have it written down here, it's just my brain said, check that can't be right. Was Bam's 83 good for the league? Boy, it better be. Next on Sactown Sports.
Think you got the perfect bracket? Prove it. Enter the Sactown Sports 1140 Basketball Mayhem Bracket Challenge for a shot at $1 million. It's free and open to fans nationwide, so lock in your picks now at SactownSports.com/contest. Powered by Power Business Technology.
Hey there, Mark and Tom, the travel and entertainment guys, brought to you by Sports Leisure Vacations. Time for our weekly travel tip, and with it, here's Mark Hoffman.
If you haven't heard, the Olympic Games are scheduled to be in Los Angeles in 2028. If you'd like to attend one or more of the events, you have the opportunity. Olympic organizers are offering the public the chance to sign up for a pre-games ticket draw. Simply go online and complete a simple form before March 18th. If you're lucky enough to have your name pulled, you will be eligible for a maximum of 12 tickets across any sports. If your name is not drawn for the first bunch of tickets, you'll remain in the hunt for all future draws. But you can't get tickets in this manner if you don't enter. Use the link at TravelGuysRadio.com. Again, find the link to Olympic tickets at TravelGuysRadio.com. If you're interested in the Paralympic Games, those tickets will be available in 2027.
More tips to make you a smarter traveler Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on Sactown Sports 1140.
Welcome to the Bar None Auction.
Bar None Auction is selling thousands of items this Saturday, March 14th in Sacramento. Large farming and construction equipment, cars, trucks, and industrial supplies, all sold to the highest bidder. Always open to the public. Visit barnoneauction.com.
Sacramento! Now you've got a place for all things dance.
The all-new Energy 100.5
HD2.
Where dance music lives.
Dance vibes anytime and any place when you get the free Now 100.5 app. Or listen at 100.5 HD2.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Febreze. New Febreze Air Mist has 50% more odor fighters and up to 30% more fragrance than the old formula. So now you can take on 100% more stinky odors, like sweaty gym bags, greasy cooking smells, and the after effects of the dog rolling around in something. Just spray, and new Febreze Air instantly restores just clean freshness. Smell you later, odor.
Breathe happy, Febreze. La 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 la. How can you grow your business from idea to industry leader? With smart business buying tools and technology from Amazon Business. From fast, free shipping to in-depth buying insights and automated purchase approvals, we deliver everything you need. Go to amazonbusiness.com for support.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action, but please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Saturday, March 21st, history hits the gas. The 77th season opener at Stockton 99 Speedway. Tribute to Norman David. Gates open at 5 p.m. Get your tickets now at Stockton99.com.
Live stream The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports 1140.
Alan is excited because Stephen F. Austin is in trouble in the Southland Championship Tournament.
McNeese up 20. This is your only way in.
This is a championship game? Yeah.
Championship. Mm-hmm. Southland. See, this is what I want. I'm tired.
Stephen F. Austin's 28-4, 20-2 in the conference.
And I'm glad you brought this up because I just saw this. Did you guys see this? This Will Ferrell Netflix show? Let me guess what it's about. Oh, it's a golfer trying to find his way back. It basically sounds like Happy Gilmore or Stick from Apple TV.
Uh-huh.
So how many of these shows are we going to do? I don't need to watch this. I know Will Ferrell's hilarious, but it feels like it's the same as Owen Wilson and Stick.
Okay.
That's number one.
And what does that have to do with
Well,
this?
hold on now. Hold on.
I'm not quite
I'm gonna tell you.
All right.
The same thing. Oh, let's watch receiver with a bunch of receivers. Let's watch quarterback, all the quarterback. That's not what I want to see. What I want to see is a compilation of coaches giving talks to their guys with their lives depending on it. You win and you're in. That's what I want to watch. I don't need to watch Will Ferrell be, a downtrodden old pro golfer.
I would watch that show.
They already did it. They've done it 50,000 times.
What's it called? When's it on? When can I watch it?
I don't know. It's called Hawk or something. I just saw it.
I'm in. I'm all the way in.
I don't want to watch that.
Will Ferrell, that's going to be great.
I don't want to watch receiver.
Are guys that are actually on tour going to like guest star and stuff?
Probably. Because that's what great. It's just Happy Gilmore. Okay? What I want to watch is the Southland Championship coaches saying you win and you get to the promised land. You want
watch Will
You
Ferrell.
want NIL money?
Uh-huh.
You want to go to Duke? Because that's what it is now. These are essentially JUCOs.
What'd you think of Tin Cup? The movie Tin Cup?
Oh,
Kevin Costner?
it was good.
You don't spin a 3-wood off the green. That's a terrible movie. In the crucial scenes, he's spinning 3-woods back off the green into the water. You cannot do that.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Anyway,
Well,
but the Will
just get
Ferrell
ready-
thing sounds great. Thanks for the heads up.
I'm
I
not
really had
wrong.
not heard about that.
Well, there's a trailer. Is it a picture or a trailer today? It's just a show I've already seen.
And what was the other one you mentioned? Sticks?
It's Stick on Apple TV.
Stick?
This summer, a legend returns. His name, Lonnie the Hawk Hawkins.
The stick
And it's
is
just-
Amazon, Alan. The Fire Stick. Is that what you're talking about?
No, the Stick or Stick on Apple TV.
Okay.
And it's Will Ferrell just doing Will Ferrell stuff, man.
Tee it up.
No,
Tee
give
it
me
up for
Southland.
laughs. It writes itself.
Give me Southland Conference, man. Give me Southland Conference.
Okay. What'd you think of Bam's miraculous night last night? Bam Adebayo with 83. I was driving home last night from my daughter's house, hanging out with Kenji. My wife was over there, getting home in time to watch the game. So J. Ross doing the pregame. There's an update. Bam is up to 71. I almost fell out of my car, and I was driving. Alan, that would not have been good.
I got some news here.
Okay.
I don't know if it's breaking worthy or not. But this is from Jordan Schultz. The Cowboys are trading defensive tackle Osa Odigizua to the Niners. That's from Jordan Schultz. The disruptive Odigizua had 17 sacks.
Schefter put it out there too.
Okay, Schefter as well.
Mm-hmm.
2 forced fumbles during his tenure in Dallas. 34 tackles for a loss.
He's a tackle, right?
He is, yes, DT. That's from Jordan Schultz as well as Adam Schefter. So there you go. They making moves, Jay. They're making moves. This was for a 3rd-round pick. 2026 3rd-round pick.
I'm just not clear on why the Cowboys would do that. But
Uh-oh.
yeah. What?
Might got a little Raider action coming toward the Cowboy.
Oh, yeah. Max, I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Jerry, we going to have ourselves a Max Crosby.
Yeah, we'll get that Max Crosby. Get him over here. Get him in here. Yeah.
He's a heck of a ball player.
Trade that guy to the 49ers. Clear up some room. All right.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's one of the curious things about the NFL. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this sounds like a move that really bolsters the 49ers, especially run defense. You bring in a tackle, and this guy that a lot of people, most people listening, would be like, I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, I mean, you probably know who it is because the Cowboys are on literally every week. But outside of that, yeah, I understand. I understand why the Niners do it. I don't know, to your point, unless the Cowboys got something cooking.
It's a money thing for the Cowboys. So
Okay.
I was looking at this, and I don't remember who put this out there. We triple check who put there, but as of today, he was owed like a $17 million bonus or some sort. So they were trying to get off the money. Yeah,
Okay.
he was owed a big ticket, and they were just trying to move him to get away from that big money.
All right. So the Niners can still trade for Max Crosby, right, Jay?
They can.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, because it was an extra bonus that the Cowboys would have had to pay him if he was on the roster, which is something like $17, $18 million.
I mean, I know the Cowboys, as of yesterday, I think it was Diana Rossini and a couple other outlets said that the Cowboys were not in on Max Crosby anymore, just based on how their situation changed. But look, we haven't heard anything about the Niners yet. We haven't.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean they're in or out, but doesn't mean they're out because we have not heard that report. At least I haven't. Not yet.
How about the Bam Adebayo report last night? Alan, there are some people now that are saying on social media especially, oh, it was the Wizards. Oh, he got fouled too much. Oh, this is terrible. Robert Horry. Oh, you got to respect the game. Yeah. To me, a guy scores 83. Yeah, there are going to be extenuating circumstances.
Sure.
Might be a little hinky. Only 3 players have ever done it. To me, that's got to be good for the game. We have to celebrate this.
I think a lot of
83 points.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are torn. And I think a big part of it, too, is how things, and I think we can say this, fellas, out loud, how things do change when someone is no longer with us. You know, I don't know how we're looking at this if Kobe was still with us. But because he's not, I think people view Kobe. They already loved Kobe.
And it wasn't his record, but that's another part of it. People say, oh, Wilt Chamberlain, that was too long ago. So the record really is Kobe's.
That's the one that everybody, well, yeah, and people say, where's the video? Where's the video of Wilt, right? People say that all the time, but this is from Sam Amick. Judging by the reaction of some people from Bryant's past, whom I was in touch with after Adebayo's outing, the sentiment wasn't unique. As far as Bam should have been pulled before passing Kobe, I don't think I disagree with passing Kobe or being the best version of yourself. I would never say
he should have deferred to the legend of Kobe, and the team should have honored Kobe by taking him out.
But here's the difference, though.
And not letting him pass Kobe?
I'm not saying that they should have done that. I'm saying that
I will say that they should not have done that.
But does it matter as to how he broke it? Because if we were having this conversation in the flow of the game, I think that is absurd. I think it's pretty absurd either way. But having this conversation because it was a blowout and it was a bit manufactured, I'm not trying to get in trouble again, but people have said similar things with Russell Westbrook to a certain degree with the rebounds and things like that when he averaged a triple-double. Similar, but, same book, different chapter, because they didn't need the 83. It was clear what they were doing. Maybe that's why people feel that way. I don't know that people feel that way if they needed at least half of the 83 in order to get the W.
I understand it. I just don't feel that way. You have a chance to get a guy 83. Like you go to back to Wilt's record, which is a record, even though people don't want to acknowledge it because it was too long ago and he wasn't Kobe. Yeah, they were giving the ball every time. They were keenly aware. Mm-hmm. Oh, he could get 100. Kobe, was Kobe. Kobe knew how many points he was scoring. That's what happens when, in those rare occasions, you have somebody that's pushing to break 80. It's how you do it. I don't have an issue with it. I don't think it was disrespectful to the game.
The fouling, that's where I'm torn on. 83 is 83, but fouling to stop the game.
Miami fouling to stop the game so they get the ball back.
Yes, that's anything else.
They were doing that so that Bam could score 83. He still had to score the points.
I'll tell you this much, though.
I don't have a problem with it.
I'll tell you this much. It does remind me of something, and I did find this part of it always very, very stupid. Okay? Those times where, let's go back to Clay when he had 60, whatever it was, and the game
60 on 11 dribbles or something.
Yeah, the game is out of hand, right? I was in the camp of this is stupid. When else is Clay going to get an opportunity be this hot and you're going to pull him because the game is out of reach? So I am on that side. I've been on that side. I think it's stupid when coaches pull out their players for what? And Clay never sniffed 60 again. He didn't. They've done similar things with Steph and the 3-point records, right? Now, we're trying to win a championship. That's more important. Remember the Saquon thing in football? What was that? Last season when they won the whole thing, hey, Saquon can beat this record. No, to give it to the young guys. Stupid in my opinion. This is different because it's not necessarily just playing when they're doing the timeout thing or the fouling thing. That makes it a little icky to me, but 83 is 83.
This debate will continue when we come back to Sactown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Your business moves fast. Your bank should keep up. At Valley Strong Credit Union, business banking is built for momentum with tools that help you manage cash flow, streamline payments, and fuel growth. Right now, there's never been a better time to switch. Open a new Valley Strong business account and get 3 months of business banking products and services free, up to $750 in value to power your next big move. Because when your business runs stronger, the whole Valley does too. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your business, grow your future at valleystrong.com/business.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
The other guys must think you failed math. Get this huge discount. Then the fine print hits you with $5,200 in mandatory ads. It's adorable in a scammy kind of way. At Hoblet, we skip the tricks. The price you see is the price you actually pay. What a wild concept, huh? Hoblet. Family owned 77 years. Experience the difference online at hobletdodge.com.
Think you got the perfect bracket? Prove it. Enter the Sactown Sports 1140 Basketball Mayhem Bracket Challenge for a shot at $1 million. It's free and open to fans nationwide, so lock in your picks now at SactownSports.com/contest. Powered by Power Business Technology.
This is the sound of Jack, buzz cutting his way to a small fortune. To Jack, every time he cuts his own hair, that's $50 right in his pocket. If Jack sees DIY buzz cuts as a saving strategy, Wells Fargo is right behind him. And with their mobile app, tracking his savings is easy. Oh, ouch. However you make money work, we can work with that.
Mobile carriers' message and data rates may apply. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. We cannot make your email response time faster. We can help you sell, market, and hire in one place. We cannot help you find space for your 3 desk drinks. Why do you have 3? And while we can't help you find the perfect volume for your presentation video, LinkedIn can help you find the perfect audience for your business. Grow your small business on LinkedIn. Learn more at linkedin.com/smallbusiness.
The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on Sactown Sports 1140.
We're just debating Bam Adebayo's 83 points, and some people are up in arms about it, think that the game was disrespected. Before we get back to that, just once again want to remind you that we just found out this hour, 49ers have made a trade acquiring defensive lineman Osa Odighizuwa from the Dallas Cowboys for a third-round draft pick. Yeah. He had signed a 4-year, $80 million contract last offseason, and it looks like shortly after that, the Cowboys started questioning whether they wanted to pay him that much money going forward.
And they got Quinnen Williams.
Yeah.
So he was kind of like the third guy in rotation. $17 million this year, which would have been guaranteed as of, 3 p.m., I believe, Eastern time. Excuse me, Pacific time, and then he's got an out after the end of this year. So it may be a 1-year warrant, rental, or depends on how he plays, right? When he got the contract, he was the man. So
yeah.
Now, when you say there's a potential out, is that's on his end or on the Niners' end or mutual?
Let me see. I was just looking at it. It is potential out 2027. Let me see whose option it is real quick, my brother. It is.
This is, Jay, as you're looking that up,
Yep.
This is when you're a real organization, you get these things done. You express an interest, you get the deal done, and then there's no back and forth and teams backing out. And, this is not a Mickey Mouse operation. This is San Francisco 49ers.
That's right. Tell them it ain't the Raiders.
Well, it's not cleared yet.
Ain't no back and forth.
Yeah, it's not cleared yet. We see what gets in there.
I'm looking, Alan. It doesn't show. Hold on. Let me go over to I'm on Spot Track right now, but let me see if there's anything that says whose option it is.
I would guess it's the Niners.
Probably the team.
Yeah,
you're giving a person $80 million.
Right. I would guess.
By the way, here's another aspect of this. Who was the Cowboys' defensive coordinator? Do you remember? He used to coach the Bears.
Kubiak?
No, defensive coordinator.
Oh, decoy.
Yeah, Matt Eberflus.
Oh, Eberflus.
Where is he now?
There you go.
Where is he now?
Yeah.
The red and gold.
Yeah. So I think that may have been part of it as well. As the Cowboys made some moves, it looked like Odigizua was just being moved to the side, and they had a scheme change, so he'll fit better into Matt Eberflus's scheme. Brilliant move.
We think.
Yeah.
We'll see.
By one of the top brands in the league.
I mean, he's leaving the top brand to go to the Niners.
Hey. Don't be just bowing down like that, brother.
Now, some of the interesting comments we have in the chat, the text line on Bam Adebayo's 83 points. Man, he too legit. 83 is pretty insane. Hustlin' Husky. This is probably a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Bam. Spoelstra did it right. Compio says records are made to be broken. 81 wasn't a record. Blame the Wizards for letting him get it. Good for Bam. I bet people wouldn't complain if it was LeBron, says Judy's two-girl. Yeah.
If LeBron did it like that, they would definitely.
They might. But there's something that rubs me the wrong way about the whole notion that, come on, you shouldn't break one of Kobe's records in this manner. It wasn't even a record. Kobe didn't hold the record.
Yeah, trust me. When I saw Sam, well, it came from NBA Central or something. First thing I did was double check that Sam wrote that because, yeah, it sounds a little nutty, but again, and I didn't get a chance to read the whole article yet, but my assumption would be, and I know there are a lot of Kobe superfans out there, but my assumption would be it's how he did it. At least that's what they're going to claim, that it's how he did it. If he hit 83 on a game, and I'm not saying it had to be a game winner, even if it was, up 20, whatever it is, I think it would be different. And I don't even think the game had to be close, because that's what I just said about, Clay missing out on how many points or three-pointers he could get, things like that. I just think it's the idea of stopping the flow of the game just to add on to it. That's my only hiccup with this.
Mm-hmm. So, bottom line, I know some are suggesting, oh, this is bad. The game was disrespected. It's bad for the NBA. What do you think? Your opinion.
I don't think it's bad for the NBA. I think it makes us look at these types of records differently and how the league is right now. We've seen different guys, just jump up. I think about Devin Booker, right? And his 70, whatever it is. I'd have to go back and look at how close that game was. So I don't think it's bad for the game. I think it might just downplay scoring at this point. And I'll give you this much, Whitey. If you're okay with the fouling or whatever it is, I think it's good for the game because it sets a new standard that there is no, because this is the Heat. This is not some small market whatever. This is Heat culture and all that.
Yeah,
if they didn't care and they said no, go get it, young fella, maybe we'll stop as a society in general, fouling or no fouling. Maybe we'll stop. Hey, let's take out Clay for no reason other than we want to win a championship and whatever it is. Maybe it'll stop teams from doing that moving forward because Bam's and the organization said, no, you have a chance to make history, go make it. So I think it's good for the league because maybe we'll start seeing more guys just straight up go after it because of this ghost of it's not how you play the right way. I'm against the fouling, but just if Clay wants to take 43s, then let him do it.
I think it's unfortunate for the league because now you bring Kobe, who's legendary, and the legend of Kobe is good for basketball, and you have to bring him down one notch. So that's unfortunate for the league. But I think anytime anybody has a huge night like that, it's amazing and should be celebrated. It's just, from a PR standpoint, the league would rather it be a bigger name. But still, 83, it's incredible and should be celebrated. The weird thing is this. There have been 11 guys that have scored 70 or more points in an NBA game. Some of them have done it more than once. So it's happened more than 11 times, but it's been 11 guys. 5 of those guys have done it in the last 3 years. And that's a little weird.
Yeah.
Some of it has to do with the three-point shot, but he wasn't, it's not like he made a bunch of threes.
He made 6.
Yeah, yeah. And if you go back a couple years, remember we had a flurry of them. We had, I think it was Dame, and we had Luka, and we had Embiid had 70+. And it was right after that the league started allowing everybody to grab and hold and clutch. Remember, the Kings defense actually got much better after they did that. It's almost like the league looked at it and said, that's too much scoring.
Yeah.
Remember, De'Aaron, his last year here, he talked all the time after the games about they're officiating game a lot differently. So the league felt the need to do something about that. But still, we've had that happen now 5 times in the last 3 years where someone scored 70 or more. Not sure why, but it's a little unusual. And Bam Adebayo, 83, just great for him, but just kind of weird on as you've pointed out, a weird night in sports.
Well, I think the difference is, to be fair, going back to that fourth quarter specifically, from everything that, I've kind of watched and heard so far, funny enough, when you bring up the 70, it did feel like the 70 was pretty darn legit. He was doing his thing.
Yeah.
It was that extra 13 to get to 83 was where it got squirrely. So we've seen random explosions like this. They took it the next level, and regardless of how you feel about it, he's in the record books as number 2. But I think that's the difference. We're always kind of due for this random explosion ever so often. They doubled down on the explosion to take it to another level. And to somebody in the chat saying people will think it's good until somebody does it against them. I guess the other question is, if you're the Wizards, once you get to that point with the fouling, well, there is nothing you could do. You just shouldn't have let him get to 70 to begin with.
Kyle Draper is going to join us bottom of the next hour. When we come back, we'll look more closely at Sacramento's baseball expansion plans with former MLB executive David Sampson next on Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's tax time, y'all. If you want to file free, this next one's for you.
Now taxes is so free. Tax free edition only. Roughly 37% of filings qualify. Simple form 1040 returns only. Now this is tax.
Love that jam. Up next, commercials.
Intuit TurboTax Free Edition. See if you qualify at TurboTax.com/free. No schedules except for Earned Income Tax Credit, Child Tax Credit, Student Loan Interest, and Schedule 1A.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Have you tried my Colombian tamales?
Yes, but the Mexican tamales I brought are way better.
Colombian tamales wrapped in plantain leaves are unmatched, you know.
But the Mexican tamales wrapped in corn husks are the authentic ones.
At least we can agree that they taste better with Pepsi.
Without a doubt, tamales deserve Pepsi. No matter what tamales you love, enter for a chance to win a year's worth of groceries. Powered by Pepsi. No purchase necessary. U.S. residents 18 or over. Ends April 5th, 2026. Rules at pepsipromo.com/free groceries. Pepsi is a registered trademark of PepsiCo Inc.
Spring is here, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings, plus get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know that hiking isn't for you. Sure, it sounds nice to be in nature while exercising, but that's what a gym and houseplants are for. I mean, you don't even like walking upstairs. So why would you walk up a hill for miles? To what, end up high in the air? Come on, you know you're scared of heights. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
If you struggle with alignment off the tee, Golf.com's Zephyr Melton has a fix. If you aren't aimed where you think you are, you're putting yourself in a poor position before you even swing the club. Sometimes your brain will play tricks on you and make you feel like you're aimed one way when in reality you are aligned in a totally different spot. There are only two areas where you get to place your ball before you hit a shot, the green and the tee box. On the green, you always line up your ball when you place it down, so why not do the same thing on the tee box? Try pointing the logo or your Sharpie line down the target line. If you want to get your ball lined up even more precisely, try choosing an intermediate target in between your ball and the distant target, maybe a discoloration in the grass or divot, and then use that as an intermediate target. With that spot picked out, line your ball up pointing right at it. So long as you orient the ball correctly when you place it, you can swing away knowing you're aimed at your target. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Not only are we getting ready for opening day in Sacramento again for the A's, there are also things percolating on the Major League Baseball expansion front for Sacramento. Our next guest has more on that. By the way, Alan, I know you love reality shows, right?
I do.
You love Survivor.
I've watched it.
Our next guest was a contestant on Survivor, Cagayan, 28th season of Survivor.
Did not know that.
First guy out, though.
Oh. 1-2 barbecue.
Good reason.
Former MLB executive, host of the Nothing Personal podcast, David Sampson. How are you today, David?
I'm doing all right. Thanks for the memory, man.
Well, yeah.
Every time I think I can forget. No, I'm proud. I love being on Survivor. It's the 50th season already, and I was on quite a few years ago, but it was a great 72 hours.
Yeah. Well, most of us never get that chance.
That's
so
right.
Great for you. David, we expect details very soon. Actually, it came out today that in May is when Sacramento city officials are expected to announce officially their expansion bid. My question is, what will MLB be looking for in these plans? What would impress them the most when Sacramento actually officially enters this fray?
Well, first of all, you need an ownership group. So you start with that. It's got to be somebody with extremely deep pockets, and it's got to be someone who would lead what will most likely be a syndicate of other people. So a group of people to come up with the amount of money required, both to pay the expansion fee and then to have the capital to start a franchise. So first, an ownership group. Second, a stadium plan. Where would the team play? What is the financing of that stadium, of a new stadium, likely with a roof? What's the location, et cetera? And then 3 would be, what is your view of the market as it relates to local revenue? And that's both ticket revenue, sponsorship revenue, and broadcast revenue. So there's going to be a whole process, and baseball will undergo that process at some point here once, Oakland ends up where Oakland ends up and Tampa somehow gets their deal done. And then that's when expansion will become front and center.
David, where do you fall on the idea that, Sacramento did the league a solid, so they're going to be further up the line than some of these other teams? Because we've heard that, or cities, we've heard that before. Where do you fall on that notion?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know that we're local, but that's just not realistic. I think it's very nice that Sacramento stepped up and that a deal was there to be had to be the interim home for the AFs, as I call them. But when owners are looking at expansion and you need to get a vote of 23-7 to expand and then where to expand, I just don't think you'll find owners who give much weight to the fact that Sacramento was the home of Oakland in the interim period. It's not about whether 5,000 people come or 12,000 people come to watch the AFs play. It's really not relevant truly to owners when they're deciding what they want to do. It's what's going to happen going forward. So I think that is far more important to focus on than thinking that you have sort of an advantage because of this interim period.
David Sampson with us. He's the host of the Nothing Personal with David Sampson pod, and he's a former MLB executive. How would the Giants feel about a team in Sacramento? Alan and I have gone back and forth on this, and I believe I saw one of your pod episodes where you suggested the Giants would be okay with it. But where do you think San Francisco, the Giants ownership, would be as far as potentially, I know it's a long putt here, but potentially another Major League Baseball team in Northern California, specifically here in Sacramento?
Yeah, just remember the Giants fought tooth and nail to make sure that Oakland did not move to San Jose. They were extremely against that and very concerned about their market and about their ability to keep drawing and getting the sponsorship revenue they were getting. Don't forget, before San Francisco's new ballpark was built, they played at Candlestick Park. They were a candidate for relocation. There was a thought that they were going to move to Tampa Bay, ironically, before Tampa got an expansion franchise and before they got their deal to build Pac Bell, which was what it used to be called. So they're very protective of their market. Again, you need 23 owners to agree with that reality, though, and to extend their market all the way up into Sacramento to the point where they think they deserve compensation if that becomes an expansion market. I just don't know that there'll be enough momentum around baseball to offer any sort of compensation to the Giants. And if they do, that's just another expense of a ownership group in Sacramento, because the owners aren't going to take money out of their own pocket to give the Giants compensation. They would require that from the new owners of the expansion team.
David, if we just flash back a little bit, I'm a Giants fan, but it did always bug me when the vote happened for the A's to move, or the ATs as you call them, the ATs as you call them. It was a full-blown, everybody voted for it, right? It was unanimous. It bugged me that the Giants didn't at least, and maybe it would have been fake hustle, but it bugged me that the Giants didn't at least throw out a no, just because, hey, there are Bay Area, buddies, whatever it was.
Tradition.
Yeah, exactly. And then with the A's now in Sacramento, the Giants have tried to do, 5-1-0 days and things like that. The whole thing bugged me, David. Was there any world where the Giants would vote against it just because, or is that just not something that would happen in that situation?
Baseball tries to have that not happen, so you read a lot about unanimous votes that happen, but the truth is that it's not out of the question that San Francisco voted no, and it was 29-1, but then when you realize you're not going to get enough votes, you do a revote, and then it becomes 30-0. Because when you're on the losing end of a vote, you take a new vote, and then it becomes unanimous, and you get to announce from a PR standpoint that it's unanimous. So I'm not saying that happened in this instance at all. I'm just saying it's possible. But when I was in baseball, there was a team, the Yankees. They would just vote no on a bunch of stuff just for fun because they were just angry. And so you'd often see votes of 29-1. Sometimes it'd be 29-0 with one abstention. George Steinbrenner was famous for abstaining. But when you know that you've lost and there's nothing you can do, it doesn't much matter.
David, is there I guess a season to be had? Is there a calendar, a date that we can put on expansion here for baseball? We know the commissioner's kind of said whispers that he's going to be out here soon in a couple of years. He would like to get it done under his watch. Do we have a concrete, and I understand there's nothing in concrete, but do we have a date, a pinpoint date on expansion?
I don't even think you have it in mud. I don't think you have it in water. We don't know. You got to get through collective bargaining. You got to get through some stadium deals right now in situations, but it takes years. You have to study expansion. Then you have to figure out what you want. Then you have to get bids from cities, and then you have to negotiate with the cities. Then you have to get ownership groups, negotiate with ownership groups. It's a whole thing, and it takes a very, very long time.
David Sampson, our guest. David Sampson, host of Nothing Personal with David Sampson. It's a great pod. Former MLB executive. How did Salt Lake City leapfrog to, well, we think they're at the top of the expansion list just based on the reporting, which may or may not be accurate, but it looks like Salt Lake City all of a sudden is the belle of the ball. How did that happen? How did they pull that off, David?
Sort of like winning the Iowa primary and thinking that makes you president. I really don't. I don't view being the belle of the ball. It's like winning at halftime and thinking you get a ring for that. Really, just ask Atlanta. It doesn't work that way. So I ignore all that. Yes, you right now would say Nashville has an advantage, Salt Lake City has an advantage, but I discount it because you just don't know where it ends up because of the factors we talked about to start with: ownership group, stadium, local revenue. So I think that it's way too early to say who has the lead.
So you're telling us we got a chance?
I mean, listen, you're no Lauren Holly, but I am telling you got a chance.
David, how much does the league, we've heard this a couple different times, Sacramento is a top 30 whatever media market, and you can go to Tahoe, you can go to San Francisco. How much does the league care about how much you can travel and do different things? How much does the league actually care about that?
Yeah, it used to matter a lot when you counted cable homes and what the size of your TV demographic was, but that's all changing. The regional sports network model has died, or at least it's certainly bleeding out at the moment. And you have to believe that baseball is trying to do what basketball did and get more national games and try to socialize local broadcast revenue and get rid of blackouts and all sorts of other things. So it used to be huge what your DMI was and how big your market was and how many cable subs there were and how much money those cable subs were paying to get a network that they may or may not have even watched. But those days are over.
David, the one of the things that you talked about and you've said it multiple times, and we've kind of went through this situation here, is the whale, the person with big money. We've had some situations here with MLS when it comes to Sacramento soccer. There's no number. Of course, the more the merrier. But just your estimated guess, what are we talking about? Like, what do you need to really have when it comes to financial, the backing? Are we looking, you need to be $10 billion plus? Like, what do you need to be sitting at?
Yeah, there's no set number at all. So there's owners in Major League Baseball who are only worth what their team is worth, and there's owners like Steve Cohen who, are worth tens of billions of dollars. So there's no real set thing. I would just remind you what baseball already knows, which is when I started in the game, the richest owner was a guy named Carl Pohlad, and he owned the Minnesota Twins, and they were up for contraction or Relocation because they couldn't get a ballpark and they couldn't make it work. And now, of course, they got the ballpark. But I'm talking about back in 2000, 2001. There really is not a correlation between how wealthy the owner is and the success of the franchise. But what there is a correlation to is how wealthy the ownership group is and the size of the expansion fee.
David Sampson, our guest. David, I wanted to ask you about the fact that it appeared owners were bending over backwards to accommodate John Fisher and his move out of Oakland into Vegas. And it looks like it's on track. We'll see. And I know that you're an expert on baseball in the state of Florida because you were involved with the Marlins and the new stadium. And we know they've had issues in Tampa Bay, and yet baseball continues to be committed to those markets in Florida despite some attendance issues, whereas they couldn't wait, or so it appeared, to get out of Oakland. Why are they so committed to the Tampa Bay market? Why were they in such a hurry to get out of the Bay Area?
Yeah, it's actually a really good question that I think about a lot because baseball would always rather nobody relocates, and because then you keep teams where they are and you keep cities available for expansion. And the biggest surprise for me is that Vegas was taken up as a potential expansion city. Mm-hmm. And is that because they felt they had good enough alternatives and they were okay letting go of Vegas? Is it because the other sports, football got there and WNBA and whatever? And the question is, the NBA is going to get there. Maybe MLB wanted to get there faster and be the next to market before NBA could get there. So there's all sorts of reasons why they wanted a team in Vegas, obviously embracing gambling in a way that I never dreamt of early in my career is what all the leagues have done because there's so much money to be had there. But it really is a very good question. And the general answer is you don't want a team to move. But in the Oakland's case, I believe that Rob Manfred finally had enough. Remember, this Oakland Stadium situation goes back to Bud Selig and Lou Wolf, for crying out loud, the former owner who was a friend of Bud's from college. This goes back decades, and it was just enough. And finally, I think Commissioner had just had his fill.
Well, David, there was no way we were going to let you get out of here without talking about the World Baseball Classic possible blunder. What did you think What did you think about Mark DeRosa and celebrating after clinching the quarterfinal? Yeah, and now we got to wait for Italy, Mexico. Even going back to the the Bryce Harper comments. What did you think about how Team USA has handled the World Baseball Classic as a whole?
Yeah, it's been rough, but you'd like to believe if they advance tonight that everyone will forget about it and go get the gold. But I agree with you. It's not ideal. And listen, people make mistakes. When you meet the media a lot, when you have a microphone in front of you, you guys know this. It's hard to be perfect. Do I wish that Mark DeRosa hadn't said it? Yeah. There's no reason that he said it. No one said to him they'd clinched. There was no celebration. There was no nothing because they hadn't clinched. Did he make a mistake? Yeah. And then was that mistake compounded by him talking about, sitting players and resting players? I think he did it wrong. Harper's not exactly lighting the world on fire, and Goldschmidt is not a schlepper. So I just think that there's so much confirmation bias out there when people have an idea or a theory, and then they look for reasons to make that theory correct. I am not exonerating in any way DeRosa. That was a mistake, and he owned it and said he misspoke, but it certainly was not ideal. But after tonight, hopefully it won't matter. But, man, if Mexico wins 4-2 today, it's funny, right? The tiebreakers, there's like 8 scores that it can't be, and then infinity minus 8 scores that it can be. So you got to feel good about the chances of the U.S., but it really – they shouldn't have been in this position, is my opinion.
Hey, Dave, last one for me. Just trying to get your opinion on this. Of course, we know the powerhouse that is the Dodgers over the last handful of years and the machine they are. Just your thoughts on them being a part of baseball and kind of running baseball. And I know the Blue Jays are right there, just a hit away. What's your thoughts on the mega power that is the Dodgers and how they're kind of operating around baseball?
I grew up in my early days where the Yankees were that, where George Steinbrenner would say to me, hey, I'm not breaking the rules. And by the way, you're taking my money and then beating me in the World Series. Go to heck. He didn't say heck, but I think we're on radio. So listen, the Dodgers, it's a lazy narrative to say they're bad for baseball. It's a correct narrative that they have the financial might to cover up mistakes, and they've got the ability to use their money as a sword, and they do that, and they do it well. And that's the breaks. I never was jealous of the Yankees or the Dodgers working for a low revenue, low payroll team. It was just sort of, there's always going to be people richer than you. There's always going to be people poorer than you. And that goes for everybody always, anywhere. And so if you get caught up in that, I think it just distracts you. And by the way, there's plenty of low payroll teams who are able to get to October. And so I would just argue that instead of complaining about the Dodgers, I think you have to look at the entire economic system and figure out what kind of changes need to be made, if any. But I don't think that blaming the Dodgers for the problems in baseball is necessarily the right move.
So, David, we'll let you go on this one. To that point, as a lifelong baseball fan, I don't root for the Dodgers, but I recognize how they're helping to improve the popularity of the game, and people care about the World Series when the Dodgers are in it. World Baseball Classic, yeah, some hiccups here, but it had been going well. So baseball maybe having a bit of a moment here. So is there any way that's cooler heads prevail and we're able to avoid a lengthy, if we can't avoid a lockout, at least avoid a lengthy lockout that wipes out any, maybe even all of next season?
Well, boy, you just said a lot, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Is there any way to avoid a lockout? I don't think you'll get a deal before December 1st. And then just as a matter of fact, there'll be a lockout because that's sort of how bargaining goes. And then when you say lengthy, is your definition, December to April? That seems like a long time of thinking about this every day, but you don't miss games. Is there a chance this goes until May? The answer is, of course. Is there a chance that they would, lose a year? There's always a chance that there's a breakdown, but you don't think it'll ever come to that and that smarter heads will prevail. But I would not be surprised if there were some lost games. I think that I think the league and the players would understand if there's some games lost, and there's people who want a shortened season anyway. So I think that if you're talking about June and July type of lengthy, I think that's when you really get a problem. But up until then, it's just going to be a lot of noise.
Nothing Personal with David Sampson. Highly recommended. Thank you very much, David, for your time. We appreciate it. We hope to talk to you again soon.
Looking forward. Have a great day.
Thank you. And go USA. Right.
That's right.
USA.
That's right. It was interesting what David had to say as far as the lockout is concerned. I was having some conversations last night, and a lot of people, not with Frankie, a lot of people.
He's a prime suspect, I must admit.
I'm starting to hear more and more people say that this won't be that lengthy. Like, there's going to be a lockout, but it might. Yesterday, somebody said, well, they might miss spring training. They might not even miss regular season games. If they do, it might be a month. And to David's point, a lot of people want a shortened season anyway. I know I'm one of those people. So I don't know, Whitey. I'm feeling a lot better about it.
I just don't know how anybody knows.
I think it goes down to the conversations that we've had as far as if the owners are 10 toes down in this, what can the players do?
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what I think it is. I think there's some owners that don't agree. Obviously, if you're the Dodgers, you probably don't want a salary cap. But as long as the owners are on the same page, I'm just not. And I asked you this question yesterday off air. What in the world can the players do?
Yeah. To me, also, David Sampson, his comments on expansion, there was something, for me, a positive takeaway from Sacramento's standpoint and one that's not so positive. One is he says, as far as this city or that city being ahead, we don't know yet. It's so far off. There's plenty of time to make up ground. But the downside is this notion, in his mind anyway, that, having the team here gives Sacramento a leg up on other cities to show baseball what we can do. And I know the commissioner has said, we won't forget what Sacramento is doing. But it sounds like David thinking is the owners just don't care about that at all.
Yeah.
Make no difference to them.
I mean, it's the age old thing is you don't do something nice for someone expecting something back in return.
Yeah.
Right? Unless it's in writing.
But it's also not only doing something nice, but also, okay, now that we are helping you, we'll show you what we can do.
Right.
That's what's more important going forward.
Yeah, but it's also, hey, well, we did take into consideration you were going to finish third, and instead you finished second. You were ahead of Portland.
Yeah.
You just didn't beat out Salt Lake.
Yay!
So,
silver medal.
Yeah, we pushed up the line. It just didn't work out. So, there's that. But
he also said, did you catch? He said, you'll have a stadium, probably a dome. Did you catch that? Yeah.
Well, it'd have to be in Sacramento with that heat.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then going back to the Giants part of it, sounded like the Giants are basically saying, oh, you can do it, but we got to get cashed out because things are going to change. And he's saying, well, the owners are not going to pay whatever the Giants believe they deserve out of pocket.
Yeah.
So I don't think this Giants thing is going away.
Can you believe that, Jay? The Giants would get in the way of baseball coming to Sacramento full time?
Yet again, all the time. And, it's so interesting because there has been a huge percentage of people who have just let them creep by. And no one is – there's been people like Allen, giant flag carrier. Now, even though I think you see the writing on the wall, who they just refuse to say anything bad about what the Giants have done when it comes to the A's. And I understand it. It's not your squad, so you don't really care. But it's definitely affected a lot of people in your area, for the Giants.
David gave him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, they voted no, and
they said no.
That was
kept it pushing.
Yeah, that was interesting. But no, Jay, I've been on them. They did.
Yeah, I didn't say you. I mean, Giants fans.
Yeah. That whatever it was, dude. The Bay Day or 510 Day, whatever they did
terrible.
When the A's went to San Francisco, I thought that was the most disingenuous thing ever. But when it's your squad, what are you supposed to do?
So you riding with your family over to what's real, huh?
I mean, what am I supposed to do?
But it is, what's crazy is, and this is the thing, when it doesn't affect you personally, sometimes people tend to forget, or it's okay, I got love for you, but
easy to overlook.
Easy, right? Absolutely. The Giants were in the same situation, and David talked about it. We've talked about it a few times. They were on the move, and they got saved by the A's.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. And the A's are game goofy. I'll be the first one to say you game goofy because you could have ushered the Giants up out of here too,
right,
and took over, but you chose not to. Hey, it bit you in the long run.
Yeah. Hey, Kyle Draper's going to join us.
Here we go.
With the latest on that big win for the Kings.
Here we go.
You ready to go?
And just think what Draper is right now. It's 426. Have you seen Draper?
No.
So what do you think?
Golf clothes?
No. I mean, it's 426. The normal would be if he's supposed to, if the show started at 2, when would Draper come in?
2:19.
Okay, so what do you think is going to happen?
Well, I was figuring I didn't see him in there.
He's going to bust in.
I guess he's not coming in.
He's going to bust
he's coming,
in.
but he's going to come in about 3, 4, 5 minutes late.
During the segment, he's going to bust
Of course, you know
in.
how it
All right.
goes.
What y'all talking about in here?
Where's Kyle Draper? Next on Sactown Sports.
Contractors, remodelers, you now have a great supplier to assist you with your next project. Anova Cabinet and Stone in Sacramento. They are Northern California's best kitchen and bathroom remodeling supply store. Anova has the latest cabinet styles, a great selection of countertops, flooring, bathroom fixtures, and more. Visit their website, InnovaCabinetStone.com. Take advantage of their grand opening special, a $750 in-store credit. Stop by today, Anova Cabinet and Stone in Sacramento.
At Planet Fitness, we're getting strong for the season's biggest games. Join now and your first month is free. Whether you're chasing a buzzer beater or your everyday goals, we've got next-level amenities like red light recovery and hydro massage to help you rebound and recover. Plus, with the PF Black Card, you can bring a friend anytime and access over 2,800 locations. Join now for $1 down, $24.99 a month, and get your first month free. No commitment. Deal ends Friday, March 13th. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Welcome to the Bar None Auction.
Bar None Auction is selling thousands of items this Saturday, March 14th in Sacramento. Large farming and construction equipment, cars, trucks, and industrial supplies, all sold to the highest bidder. Always open to the public. Visit barnoneauction.com.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Growing your business? It's all about having the right team on the court. At Bank of Marin, we partner with businesses in the greater Sacramento area, delivering personalized service and local expertise to help you make a slam dunk. Whether it's customized lending or solutions to keep your business growing, you'll benefit from local decision making, expanding, acquiring additional assets, or building a lasting banking relationship. We're ready for tip-off. Bank of Marin, your local business bank. Visit us at bankofmarin.com. Member FDIC.
Welcome to the Barn and
Barn and Auction is selling thousands of items this Saturday, March 14th in Sacramento. Large farming and construction equipment, cars, trucks, and industrial supplies, all sold to the highest bidder. Always open to the public. Visit barnandauction.com.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Wow, a lot of excitement in the YouTube chat. A lot of intrigue about Drapes. Drapes takes should be coming up. My guy, will Drapes address Styles? Sounds like he's going to come in the studio, which is cool to see. LOL. So a lot of excitement.
Yeah.
And a lot of excitement, you said, amongst 49er fans about their acquisition today.
Yeah, I'm seeing a bunch of content creators, just fans in general, excited. I mean, the Niners guys, they were slow. They couldn't get to the quarterback. They were injured, and they still made the playoffs, and they still had a chance to get the 1 seed. They could not get to the quarterback at all with no Bosa, the guys that they were missing. So they go out. People were wondering, are they going to go get Joey Bosa? Well, you do you one better. You get Odigizua, and to Jay's point, we were talking during the break, it's a mutual option, so they'll figure that out at the end of the season. But, a guy that the Niners only averaged 4.5 sacks, something like that, or had something crazy like that. So to be able to bring in somebody.
He had, 3.5 last year?
Yeah, himself, so yeah. That's what has to happen for the Niners, so a good start for them.
Hey, bad news. Kyle Draper's not going to be in studio. Good news. Kyle
Draper. He's on his way.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, we just getting him early.
Whoa.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
All right, we'll start the conversation
now. I'm right around the corner, big fella.
Yeah.
I'm right around the corner.
Okay. So we're starting the conversation on the phone, and then you're coming in?
Exactly. Well, first of all, Whitey, and I haven't really worked with Alan Styles, so he don't know. Yeah. You and Jay should know. When I say 4:30, Drape's time is like 4:36, 4:37, something like that. So ain't nothing changed, big fella.
Right.
I always come in hot.
But Drapes, you know how the clocks work, though, right?
I know. You know what, fella? You guys make the commute in. I don't know where y'all live at or anything, but we got to talk about, what is it, I-80, the business route. And
Business 80, yeah.
Some of the traffic, man, for some reason, dude, why is it, on a Wednesday afternoon at 3:30, everything's backed up and everything? Like, that's one thing I don't miss. I miss you guys, but I don't miss this commute from Folsom every day. Man, it shouldn't take me 40 minutes from Folsom to get to the radio station. That's crazy.
You got to be like Devin Carter, just weaving right through the traffic, Drapes, and getting right to the rack.
Been up Devin Carter since day one. That's been my guy. And no, but seriously, he changed the game. Let's keep it real. It was a snooze fest yesterday.
Yeah.
That game was pathetic in that first half. I'm like, man, this is hard to watch. And then Devin Carter got in. It's interesting, guys. When we look back each season, it may be a Malik Monk game or a Keegan Murray game or a DeMar game. Last night was a Devin Carter game, man, and I was happy for him. Happy to see him come out there and do his thing.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate it. Sorry, Alan, but I just want to follow up with this because last time we had you on, you told us specifically about who he was working with on that jump shot, and so I know that has to be gratifying last night, not only for him, but for the coach he's been working with on that jumper.
Yeah, exactly. I talked to Jimmy Alapag, assistant coach, about that jumper. And, one of the things Jimmy talked about with Devin is he's like, dude, why are you hesitating on the shot? Guys aren't closing out on you hard. Like, guys are actually daring you to shoot. So you might as well just let it fly. And we saw that last night. And Whitey and Alan, you guys have seen it. He's changed the mechanics a little bit, not as much of a moon ball when he shoots. That step back he had, and Alan, I saw your tweet about that. That was impressive. And I don't know what Devin Carter's going to be, but I don't think we should talk about him as we know what he is. We still don't know. He hasn't gotten a whole lot of time, fellas.
Yeah, and Drapes, he did his thing, but some of the other guys, this thing is going to get a bit squirrely just with, the tank conversation. And I thought it was really impressive. Maxime Renaud was asked about the tank and some of these young guys having to deal with questions I don't know that they thought they were going to have to deal with. Drapes, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later, too. What do you think about Maxime? Was he the steal of the draft?
He's looking like it in terms of relative where he was picked versus his value, for sure. You're talking about a second-round pick that has basically been the starting center on an NBA team. Now, I know the Kings haven't done well this season, but he's still out there playing. He's still playing against starting caliber centers and playing extremely well on both ends of the floor. And so, steal of the draft, we got to look at it, obviously. But I think Scott Perry and those guys, they got probably one of the best returns on the investment so far of this draft.
Drapes, we know now you're doing exclusively stuff with the Kings. Not long ago, you had 1 foot in that camp and 1 foot in our camp. So my question is, when Russ went off on the media, did part of you want to go up to Russ and say, hey, those are my guys, you better watch it, Russ? How strong was the desire to kind of push back and defend your boys in the media at large?
Oh, come on. You know I was Team Russ. You know that. I was Team Russ 100%. Because here's the thing about it, fellas. And this is one part where I agree with Russ. If you watch Russ behind the scenes, if you watch the vibe in practice and shoot-arounds and film sessions, the negativity surrounding the team has not permeated itself inside in terms of the way they prepare, that kind of thing. And so I was totally Team Russ. And, I'm doing the Mike Bibby podcast live tomorrow, or Friday at Sky River. And that's one of the things we're going to talk about is Russ's comments and the role the media plays in all of this, too, because I'm going to keep it real. When we say media, we got to recognize there's different types of media. There's sports talk media. There's print journalists. There's TV reporters like Kevin John and Sean Cunningham and all those. And so which part of the media was Russ really talking about? And so I don't think it was Russ against the media. I think it's Russ against certain sections of the media, if you will.
Yeah, and there's podcasting, too. There's another one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that counts also, podcasting. And so I think, for instance, Kevin John is my guy. That's my guy. Does a great job. Russ wasn't talking to Kevin John that way. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He's not coming down on – but when you look at the podcasters, when you look at sports talk radio, I'll tell you, fellas, I'm so glad I'm not doing radio this season. Can you imagine having to do 4 hours every day and then go in the locker room and see the guys and everything? Tough, man. Tough.
Yeah. Well, and I know you're going to be in here, Drapes, but I think there is a
Oh, you all nervous now? Don't get nervous.
Well, I wanted my peripheral. It's all come out the peripheral. I wasn't sure.
Well, man, I got you. Is this okay right here?
Yeah.
Is that all right,
there.
Jay?
Yeah, you're good there. Let me get you.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good there. You got to plug into that one.
You interrupted his question to you.
That's right.
I know, right?
Kyle Draper is in studio.
Kyle Draper is here. We got him in the studio. Well, I think the question I had, Drapes, where I think things get a bit squirrely, right, is the idea of personal versus it's about the game, right? Because it can be tough when, I would take things personally, you would take things personally, even if it was within the game. If somebody said to me, hey, Alan, your jump shot is broke, that I would take that personally, even though that was actually about the game. You're not saying you're a bad person or whatever it is. So I think that's what was sticky to me. And to your point, why it would be so awkward, because for you specifically, if you're saying they played terrible last night within the lines, but then you got to go talk to them. I don't know. The personal thing got confusing with me because you can feel a way like it was personal, even if it was just about the game.
I'll say this, though, man, and I don't know if I brought this up when we used to do radio together, Whitey, but I feel like certain sections of the media have been disrespectful to our veterans. Case in point, within the first month of DeMar DeRozan being here, he needs to come off the bench. That's disrespectful to a guy that has accomplished so much. And how many times have we heard the media, sports talk, podcast, whoever you want to, throw in there.
How do you say that word again?
Media. You got to say it like that.
I know.
Blame the veterans for the team struggles. So, I don't think Russ was clapping back and trying to, stick up for the young guys. I'm thinking he's saying, I'm a Hall of Famer. DeMar's a Hall of Famer. Domas has accomplished a lot. Zach's a multiple-time All-Star. Like, put some respect on their careers. And I feel like the media, members of the media, have kind of, come down hard on them from day one, I feel like, and didn't really give them an opportunity. With Russ, when you look at Russ behind the scenes, and you see it on the court too, Max Reynaud is not having this kind of season if it wasn't for Russell Westbrook.
I agree.
Russell is spoon-feeding him so many opportunities. And so, to me, it is kind of disrespectful to our veterans. And, and I think Russ probably heard enough. He said, enough is enough. I got to say something.
Yeah. Jay, should we take a quick break here or should we roll through? Yeah. Yeah, take a quick time out. We're right back with Kyle Draper in studio on Sactown Sports.
Tonight, Kings and Hornets. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner.
Starts at 5:30 with tip-off at 7. Listen to your Sacramento Kings.
On the official home of Kings basketball, Sactown Sports 1140.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55-plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
You ever notice how the other guys scream about massive discounts on their Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram vehicles? Then you get to the fine print and boom, another $5,200 in mandatory ads. At Hoblet, we don't insult your intelligence. The price you see is the price you pay. No mystery add-ons, no bait and switch. No gotcha when you sit down to buy. Hoblet, family owned for 77 years. Transparency, straightforward pricing. Buy it right, buy it at Hoblet.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Running a business takes grit, vision, and a partner who believes in your success as much as you do. At Valley Strong Credit Union, business banking is built around you. The entrepreneurs, the growers, the dreamers powering our community. Whether you need flexible checking, faster payments, or financing to take your next big step, Valley Strong brings local expertise and real relationships to every stage of your business. Because when local businesses thrive, the whole valley grows stronger. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your business, grow your future. ValleyStrong.com/business.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Look who's back in studio with us. We welcome back warmly Kyle Draper.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. People texting me, our boy Levon. That's what I'm talking about. Put the team back together. Yeah. Welcome back, Drapes.
Yeah.
Don't get used to it. It's a one-day thing.
Cut his mic, dog.
Yeah, I know. It's a one-day thing.
The amazing thing is how similar Alan is to you.
I mean, Bronny James, bro. What you expect? What you? What? I mean, shit. I could have told you that.
I get D-Wade.
Bronny James here, man.
You got him the guarantee, bro.
Right.
I got the who's the young gun coming up now? I mean, not the Banter, but somebody who's established. That's me, Drake.
So you're not a number one pick.
No, I'm on the way up.
You're on the way up.
I'm on the way. But no, I wasn't a number one pick. But I grinded. And now we in the building.
You're a late bloomer.
That's right.
We got to have a quick talk, though. And I'm not going to hijack the show, Whitey. I know you do an excellent job driving it.
He's like Jalen Slauson, by the way.
No, come on now. Now I'll turn off my mic.
Ouch. Alan, we got to have a talk.
Uh-oh.
I don't listen to you often.
Oh, see,
but when
that's already a problem.
But when you can't be using the phrase "my guy" on everybody like me. That's a Drapeism right there.
Yeah, see?
That is it. Whitey, have you told him that or no?
I just mentioned that, there's you got more guys than
I got T-shirts out there.
Yeah.
Out there.
You got trademark?
I got trademark on that one.
Trademark
now, you're going to have to come up with my homie, my ace, something, but not my guy. You got to come up with something different, big fella.
I'll see what I can do.
All right.
Maybe it's my dude. Maybe it's my dude. But, I might have to just keep the my guy going. Because I'm telling you, Drape, especially now with all these draft picks, I'm here, I'm grinding tape, and I'm seeing a lot I like. That's my guy.
All right.
Last night, Jarris Walker, Obi Toppin. Those are my guys.
Oh, my. All right, anybody that scores 12 points from here on,
my
basically.
Guys. That's right.
All I say, if you are going to use my guy, be like Drapes would say, my guy. You got to attribute, you know what I mean?
See, Drapes,
you can't just.
Sometimes when you're just in the flow of it, I can't promise you that. But
so you want to be credited with
it.
Yeah.
Dude, I got T-shirts made.
Yeah. Drapes wants the reference at the MLA format.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
As Kyle Draper might say, he's my guy.
Okay.
Oh,
all right.
Man.
All right. How are you feeling, though? What, 16 games left now? I know it's obviously being in the booth, it's completely different to just watching it and the emotions, but how interesting is it in the booth right now, even just fans, right? Because there's people, no, you can't let anybody take out Precious, which I thought was ridiculous. But last night, no, Devin, stop shooting. Just crazy stuff.
Right.
But then you see the joy when they do win. I think fans, and you see them because where you guys are set up, fans will come up to you. I think fans are the most torn they've probably ever been right now.
Yeah, and one of the things that I've learned about the Kings fan base, I don't want to lump everything we see on Reddit and social media as the Kings fan base.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of people out there that are there to enjoy the game, want to be entertained. That first half, they were not entertained, but then they came to life in that second half. And so when you talk about the fan base being torn, I think there's a section that, hell, I was torn yesterday a little bit, because it was sort of a weird feeling.
Yeah.
It was, if it wasn't against Indiana, and Indiana wouldn't overtake you for worst record in the league, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But we all knew what it was about, right? We all knew, all right, if the Kings win this, now Indiana is the worst team, and they got the best odds of hanging on to, that top pick or whatever. And so it is kind of a weird juxtaposition. But I'll ask you, and I think you said this on social media or somebody else, when you're a player in the game, when you're a coach coaching, how do you say, oh, we can't win this? No, you can't do it. And so what can the organization do? Because this is the narrative after every game right now for the Sacramento Kings. It's, oh, man, before it was let the young guys play. Now the young guys play and they win, and it's like, no, you can't win. It's like
there's nothing.
So
else,
I just, from a broadcasting standpoint, I'll tell you what I want. I want interesting, entertaining games every single time, no matter what happens. Doing pre and post game yesterday, when they were down 20 in that first half, I'm thinking about the post game, like, oh man, what are we going to talk about? And then Devin Carter comes in, and it makes my job a lot easier. The vibes are up, and it's so much better covering a team that's winning instead of a team that's losing by 20, 25 every night.
Yeah.
What do you think of the job Coach Christie's doing? He's been, as you listen enough to hear that some people, they get frustrated. They don't know who to blame. Oh, it's that coach. He's terrible. Don't we have to give him some of the credit for a win like last night? And the way he's held things together?
I think so. I'll be honest with you. To your point, Whitey, this could be a whole lot worse publicly. We haven't heard anybody going off, nobody ripping the coach, no trade demands, nobody saying, get me out of town. And it's interesting, the team we play tonight, the Charlotte Hornets, what were their records last year? 19-63. Charles Lee's first full year as a head coach. They stuck with him, and now look at it. So when I look at Doug Christie, I don't know if Doug's a great coach or going to be a great coach or not. I just know it's hard to judge him on this season.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's confusing for everybody.
Right.
So we should all give each other a lot of grace as to what might be said on these areas. Trace, hold on, real quick. I do have this is from Troy. Troy says, "Hold on, Drapes. The true Drapeism is calling everyone." And I like this, big fella. I'm not calling people big fella. That's yours.
Oh, hold up. You can't have more than one? You can't. You can have two Drapeisms, right?
But big fella, that's
Jay's nodding his head. Jay's 10. You can have 10.
Yeah, but you can't trademark all of them. You got to prioritize.
Those are the only two.
Big fella's like his curveball, but my guy's is fast.
Exactly, the four-seamer.
I got that flip. I got that flip. But now we going into it, Drapes, and I know you're running around, obviously, with the Kings. But look, my boy DeBance is playing right now, Big 12 tournament. Is he your number one? Are you a Darren Peterson guy? Because I know back in the day you used to have a little bit of Temple University. You already know what it is.
Yeah,
So who's your guy?
Well, for me, it's AJ DeBance, and here's why. I go back to the BYU-Kansas matchup. Remember, Peterson went off. Everybody's like, oh, that's everything I need to see. But when you looked at the start of that game, who did DeBanza play check defensively? He said, I'm guarding Peterson. Peterson got his buckets, but that kind of compete level doesn't show up in the box score. And so Peterson, meanwhile, and he's crafty defensively. He gets a lot of deflections, steals, that kind of thing. But Debanza is not ducking that smoke.
Yeah.
And he shows up time and time again. He's my guy. Peterson, a phenomenal talent. I still got some question marks with his health, what's been going on this season. But to me, Debanza is the number one guy.
You know, Allen loves his stories. And there have been some interesting stories this year despite all the losses. Russ is probably the most prominent story. Max has been a great story. But I think the best story, perhaps, is Precious Achiuwa this year.
Yeah.
That's been incredible. Does he become, you think, a priority for next year?
I think he should be. You know, as we go forward, maybe he's not a starter, but he could be a first big or second big, rotation big off the bench. My fear is that he's playing so well, he might be priced out of us. Somebody else might offer him a contract, and I wouldn't, begrudge Precious from going elsewhere. Get your bag, young fella. But you talk about one of the bright spots, Precious Achiuwa, because he comes and plays hard every single night. And I think he's given us more than, especially offensively, than we expected. He has a little bag to him, a little wiggle to him.
He led a couple nights ago. He had the ball in the middle of a fast break.
Yes.
And he dished to, I think it was Plowden for a dunk.
Yes.
Yeah.
And people forget, this dude was a McDonald's All-American. And I talked to him, this is a couple of weeks ago, just about his offensive game. And the way he put it, he's figured out how to play alongside DeMar and some of the other guys where his opportunities are. If DeMar is getting two, he knows to cut, and DeMar is finding them. And so I think he's not getting enough credit for his basketball IQ and his ability to know where to be at any given time on the offensive end.
At this point in time, Drapes, even going back to Summer League, they were running Neek Clifford in sets where he was more of the playmaker, and we've seen it a couple times this season. I'm still trying to figure out, and I know not everybody needs a comp, but do you have a comp for Neek Clifford?
Not yet.
Allen loves his comps.
Not yet, but here's the thing about Neek. I don't think we can pigeonhole him as a 1 or a 2. He can be a little bit of both. Like a guy we didn't see last night, like a Nembhard or something like that. Nembhard can play alongside Tyrese Halliburton, but when Tyrese is out, he can still handle the rock. That's how I view Neek Clifford. I feel like Neek has to have the ball in his hands. Like, he's not a go stand in the corner, spot up shooter or anything like that. He can make plays. And so I think when you look at it, how about this comp in terms of maybe not a true point, but can play with the ball, a De'Aaron Fox. Now, I'm not saying the speed, I'm just saying that kind of position where, is Fox really a point guard?
Yeah.
Is he really a point guard? Yes, he can play some point. Yes, he can be a point guard, but he can also play the 2. That's how I feel Neek is.
Okay. I like that Andrew Nembhard one, too.
You like that one?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It's a good comp.
Yeah.
We got to take a timeout. Are you coming back with us?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
I came here to hype up my appearance on the podcast.
All right.
We have not getting, like Scott Perry says about the podcast. Let me get that opportunity.
Don't forget about Draper's
My podcast.
Yeah. Come back, wrap things up, get you ready for game night next with Kyle Draper in studio on Sactown Sports.
Tonight, Kings and Hornets.
Tip off at 7. Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Is Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
A's fans, the 2026 season is coming fast, and single game tickets are on sale now. Be there for an exciting season packed with theme days, giveaways, and firework nights, including bobbleheads, jerseys, hats, and much more. And getting in is easier than ever. Tickets start at just $8 for select April and May games. From opening day to unforgettable summer nights, there's something for everyone at the ballpark. Get your tickets today at athletics.com/tickets and be part of the excitement this 2026 season.
Contractors, remodelers, you now have a great supplier to assist you with your next project. Anova Cabinet and Stone in Sacramento. They are Northern California's best kitchen and bathroom remodeling supply store. Anova has the latest cabinet styles, a great selection of countertops, flooring, bathroom fixtures, and more. Visit their website, InnovaCabinetStone.com. Take advantage of their grand opening special, a $750 in-store credit. Stop by today, Innova Cabinet and Stone in Sacramento.
Bring your visions to life with smart business buying tools and technology from Amazon Business. From fast, free shipping to in-depth buying insights and automated purchase approvals, we deliver everything you need to achieve your goals. Go to AmazonBusiness.com for support.
Here's a tale of Tina searching up and down for decent GLP-1s, but got spun around.
Till GoodRx wrote in, hey, we got something new. GLP-1 prescriptions, all FDA approved.
Brand name meds, no flags that are red.
Clear pricing from the start. None of those hidden fees in your cart.
Delivered to your door or pick up same day. Darn tootin'.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
I put it to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
Save $10 on a pair of Rain-X Latitude wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Our professional parts people will even install them for free.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Welcome to the Bar None Auction.
Bar None Auction is selling thousands of items this Saturday, March 14th in Sacramento. Large farming and construction equipment, cars, trucks, and industrial supplies, all sold to the highest bidder. Always open to the public. Visit barnoneauction.com.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sactown Sports.
And he's getting close to wrapping up his 6th season with the Kings. Joining us in studio, Kyle Draper. You got to work tonight, right?
Yeah, I got pre and post game tonight, halftime show, 6:30 we're going on, so do a few more minutes with my guys here, and
Straight.
You see?
But
see how
that's a
easily
thing,
that
though.
rolled
That's
off?
an East Coast thing, though. People say, my guy.
Where you from?
I'm from a lot of places.
I'm from Philadelphia, big fella.
You should have saw it. Drake gave me. Where are you from?
It's like, check.
I've lived in Philly. I've lived in Virginia.
You ain't from the East, man. Let that go.
I'm not saying I'm
You
from
the Bay, man. You from the Bay.
I'm like a melting
You
pot.
walked into
Drake.
that one.
Come on, man.
Drake. Now somebody on the text line, Neek is Fox and Allen is Bronny. I love it. Y'all not going to play with me. Look, Drake, before you get out of here, though, I need you. Okay, since you're the connect, I need you to tell everybody, okay, on the Kings, hey, Allen sends his best regards. I just want you to say, I love them and what they got going on.
I don't even know if they know who you are, though, for real, though. So don't.
I think that might be okay. I think that might be okay.
Exactly.
With that.
If I was you, I'd keep a low profile, man. You don't want to go down that avenue.
No. Well, there's a certain avenue that the Kings are going down tonight, and obviously they're taking on the Hornets. You were mentioning the turnaround there. And it was a bit bizarre because I remember the beginning of the season looking at this here stretch before things kind of got out of whack, saying this is where the Kings can make up some ground because there's so many easy teams. They got the Hornets twice in March, but look how the Hornets flipped it on them like that.
Right.
So I don't think people should necessarily be worried in terms of you're playing a bad team, but they are a bit confusing, and Concanepal is doing things, since Steph Curry. But what do you make about that turnaround from the Hornets? And you kind of compared them to the Kings in the last segment, but where that could land and how quickly they turn it around.
And that's Jay's squad, by the way, the Hornets.
And Jay's going to be upset when I say this. I think when you look at Knipple, Brandon Miller, LaMelo's probably the third best player on that team now. They don't need LaMelo to be an all. Look at Jay pulling the mic over. I saw it. You see what I'm saying, though, Jay, right? Like, LaMelo could go out there and get his 14 points, 8 assists. Let Brandon Miller and Con Knipple do the scoring.
All I'm saying is when you know you're a good third person, a third wheel of a show, you fit in where you need to fit in. And if you're sick, I take over. I can run the 1, I can run the 2. You need me to score more, you need me to dive it off. All I'm just saying is sit back, do your job, and you get paid.
Drapes,
There it is.
I think what you're saying is Melo comes in, he scores his 18, he has his 8 assists, he gets in and out of the parking lot okay without any incident, and that's a win, right? That's
a win, exactly.
It's all floating, baby. It's
No
floating.
fender benders or anything like that, man. But seriously.
Y'all cold blood. Let me tell you.
Think about it. To Alan's point, at the beginning of the year, this offseason, we were thinking, is he up for trade? You know, are they going to move off him? You know, they don't have to do that now because they got 2 other guys that I think will be all-stars at some point in Miller and Con Knipple, and then Bridges is playing well also. So LaMelo doesn't have to have the weight of the franchise on his shoulder anymore.
You know, I think this is fascinating. I know you and I a lot, we would go through drafts. And last night, Alan said he heard Mark Jones ask about Maxime, is he the steal of the draft? Look at the other centers that were drafted before Maxime. Number 10, Kamen Malawach. Does he even play? Derek Queen went 13. He's done some nice things. Thomas Sorber went 15th. Yang Hansen 16th. Berenger with Minnesota went 17th. And then you got to go all the way down. Even Yannick Konen-Niederhauser went 30th before you get to, and then Kalkbrenner before you get to Maxime Reynaud at 42. What a great draft pick.
Did anybody do a redraft yet already out there that you guys know of? I mean, if they did a redraft, where would Max... Probably the second best center, maybe behind Derek Queen. You know, he's been that good. I feel like, yeah.
I know people really do like Niederhauser on the Clippers as well. Yeah, but the Derek Queen thing, I think that he's kind of been hot and cold a little bit. Maxime has been steady Eddie, and the Pelicans aren't much better than the Kings. So yeah, it is interesting, Whitey, how that whole thing kind of came to be. And I don't know, Drapes, when it comes to Max,
you got to wrap it up because once Drapes goes to his phone, that means
I'm checked out. I'm checked out. No, I'm looking up the NBA redraft.
There's no redraft yet, Drapes.
Bleacher Report did a first round redraft back in December.
Already?
I don't know how you could do that.
Ridiculous.
Alan talking too much. You got to learn how to figure it out, bro, with Drapes, bro.
Come on, man.
You know what, man? I'm done.
Once the phone's out, it's like,
y'all got it.
I'm already making plans for after this show, man. You know me. Shoot.
Y'all got it,
moving on, man.
You know, still waiting for a text back from Drapes. And
you know what? I'm gonna keep it 1,000% real. I'm gonna see if I actually saved your number. I don't think I did. So when you text me, it just comes up,
Drapes.
You know, spam number or whatever.
Anonymous spam.
Spam.
Anonymous spam.
That's crazy. I'm good, man.
Alan, I love you, man.
Hey, Jay, as we finish this, we're done, man.
No, we got to hype up the podcast.
Okay, then get to hyping.
Yeah, that's the only reason I'm here. You think I would actually come here just to sit with you guys?
No,
like that?
I don't.
I got a big podcast appearance coming up on Friday. Mike Bibby, Ty Ellis, Eddie House, their Straight Game podcast.
Wow.
Broadcasting live from the casino out there in Elk Grove.
You
32
cold-blooded,
Brews.
man. You cold-blooded. You a cold boy, man.
I'm just saying, man. I need people to come out and support your boy because here's the thing. We talking basketball. We talking hoops, but we also talking about life. We're going to get serious, get personal with it, man. Talk about some of the struggles each of us have been through. And so when they asked me, hey, Drapes, you want to come on and do it? I said, heck yeah, man. Anytime I could talk to my guys, you know, I'm going to do it. So, dude, I'm going to get you a shirt.
Please.
And it's going to say Drapes Guy.
Nobody has these shirts, these alleged shirts.
You know, he was very close to releasing the Drive Guy shirts.
I still got that. I still got the link.
Okay, well, you can pass me that link.
No, you know what? Hey, the brother's going to look the same anyway on the shirt,
That's
so
what
you
I'm
guys
saying.
can.
We can just use the same thing.
I got to get out of here before they give away my parking spot at the spot, man.
Well, it's going to say Draper on it?
Nah, they always yell at me. They're like, Drapes, you're late. I'm like, man, be quiet. Just put my car over there, you know? Like, seriously.
Drapes, you're late. That doesn't sound like you.
I'm out of here, man. I got to get out of here. Traffic is bad out there, dude. I got a show in an hour and 20 minutes.
All right, Drapes. Hey.
All right, boys. Appreciate
Thanks for stopping by, Drapes.
So much fun. So much fun, man. I loved it. I got to do this next season.
Yeah.
We ain't got nothing going on in the summer, man.
I really don't.
It's Cabo time for you in a month.
Hey, anybody hiring? Your boy need a part-time job this summer, so I'm struggling.
I know somebody. True Sports Cards.
Are they?
That's right.
Me and Nick
You
working
and Nick.
there.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, and them rates.
You get a discount.
Right. The 2-for-1 over there. So, all right, I'm out of here, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Drapes. All right. Yeah, good to see you.
Good seeing
Kyle Drake,
you.
you said pre and post tonight?
Yeah, pre and post.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
All right, Drapes.
Kings and the Charlotte Hornets tonight. And don't forget about his podcast.
We will not.
Yeah.
We will not.
It's been a long season, hasn't it? For everybody.
Yeah, it has. It has. But,
The light's at the end of the tunnel.
It is now. It is now. I think tonight, what we say, no Westbrook, no Malik, no Devin Carter. So, I mean, we've talked about DeMar before. I don't know that it's a game where DeMar gets 35 minutes because they're out. I don't think that. But even still, DeMar he's not going to take 25 shots.
This might be a night where your guy gets some time. I'd be surprised if we don't see pretty good chunk of playing time for Patrick Baldwin Jr.
Yeah, and
he's on the roster. This is the time when you'd play him.
Yeah, he didn't play last night either.
Right.
Yeah, so, it's an opportunity. If him and Killian Hayes don't find some type of rhythm in a night like tonight, now we don't know how much they're going to play, but assuming they get 25-plus minutes, I mean, what are you going to do, Whitey?
Yeah. Of all the bizarre things that happened in sports last night, one of the strangest was that Killian Hayes had a turnover. Because that's his a turnover.
That's right. And you know what else was bizarre? I saw him take a mid-range.
Yeah?
He took a mid-range jump shot. He did not make it, but he took one, which we hadn't really seen him do that. It's just been 3. So he's doing different stuff. It's the same thing, Whitey. When we were talking about golf earlier, when you're slicing every shot, there comes a point where you just say, you do the same thing in baseball or in basketball. If I'm missing everything short, hey, I will not miss this shot short, right? So I think that's where it is with Killian right now. Hey, I'm just going to have to do something different. That's the bottom line. It doesn't really matter what it is, but I can't keep just shooting a 3 as soon as I get the rock after it gets passed around the horn.
Oh, we'll get back to the Kings in a moment, and we're getting ready, of course, to get you up to game night. But first, here's Alan Stiles with an update on World Baseball Classic Pool B play because USA's fate hangs on the balance of Italy, Mexico. What do we got, Alan?
Yeah, it's a good situation for for Team USA right now because the Italians are winning. If Italy wins versus Mexico, they will go to the quarterfinals along with the U.S. unless, Mexico, if Italy wins, it's over. It doesn't matter. The USA team can still get in if Mexico wins and scores more than 5 runs, but it doesn't matter about runs if Italy wins. And Italy's up right now 2-0 in the top of the 5th. They are the away team. So I think it was 2 solo home runs. I know the second run was a home run. So, this is a great situation for Team USA, and thank you for the content, but I guess it would all go away if Italy wins.
Yeah, and the thing is, Mark DeRosa is Italian-American.
Yep.
How can he underestimate the Italians? He is Italian.
Right. I underestimated the Italians, but, and they got, by the way, I don't know where he ranks now, but he had some really good years. Aaron Nola, he started the game for the Italians.
Oh, yeah.
So we
his
talked
brother
about
played, too. His brother was a catcher.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we talked about him. We talked about him yesterday as far as what the Italians did have to bring to the table. Lorenzen was outstanding for Italy yesterday, and now they got Nola. So they do have a nice little squad. I think it was the hitting I more so didn't believe, and then Jack Caglione goes ding-dong Donkey
boom,
Kong.
Boom, yeah.
And that was he bat through that thing over to the dugout. So I was sleeping on Team Italy. I'm going to just tell you all that right now.
So Mark DeRosa's just praying, just please, just get in the next round. I'm off the hook. I'm off the hook.
You know what's so funny? If Team USA, because people were saying now he'll never get a manager job. He actually was in the running for the Giants job for a little bit. If Team USA gets through and wins the whole thing, does he go from people saying he will never get a manager job to being first in line for a manager job at the end of next season?
Maybe so.
if they go on, because I think they haven't won the World Baseball Classic since 2017. So he would be the manager. Because just like Bam Adebayo, nobody's going to talk about the blunder. They're going to talk about Team USA winning. And Tarek Skubal somewhere is still talking about it. Just let it go, man. Just go get your money after this season with the Tigers. Just let it go. But if they get it done, Mark DeRosa, future Rockies manager, whoever it is.
I don't know how much the level of intensity you bring to the game matters. I think it matters some, but it does seem like teams like the Dominican specifically, they're locked in. And Team USA seems more like, yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, we want to win and everything, and that's great, but they just don't seem to be as invested.
Yeah, I saw somebody say, and I'd have to look back at the last roster, but I saw somebody say the other teams from the other countries have been playing together for so long. And Team USA each year kind of gets thrown together based on who's hot. Like Cal Raleigh was not even being thought about in the last World Baseball Classic.
Oh, you love Cal Raleigh.
I'm just saying. These Team Mexico, whoever it is, a lot of them have the usual suspects every single season. The Dominican Republic, it looked like they, all of them knew each other for the last, and some of that is cultural too, but, like these guys have known each other for the last 15 years. So, it's different. And you know this, Whitey, from playing travel ball, and you too, Jay. When you see that team that's just having too much fun, like they are just boys, that's always a problem. If you just, tournament of champions, that's what you play in, and it's all the all-stars, it's your all-star team. I think that's what Little League eventually leads into. But it's all the all-stars play together, and then you go on to play the other champions or whatever it is. You could always tell the teams that have been together for a while versus I just met half of this team a week ago.
Yeah, you're very kind. The only travel ball I ever played is when we had to go to Napa to play.
Did you travel?
I had to travel to Napa. Yeah, interesting matchup tonight. You look for things that are interesting in this weird season where the games are not as compelling as they will be. And I love the matchup because you got Ryan Kalkbrenner tonight, picked 34th, against Maxime Reynaud.
Yeah, and the last time
young centers go head to head.
And if I'm not mistaken, the last time we saw this, it was Derek Queen versus Maxime. And I think at the beginning, Derek Queen was cooking a little bit, and I believe the Pelicans won that game. But Maxime was right there and possibly maybe played a little bit better. I know, or was that the weird game when Eubanks played a lot? One of those games, but he has been collecting these matchups, Whitey, against these top centers that were drafted before him, like Infinity Stones, Whitey. That's what he's been doing.
By the way, I was a little disrespectful to Cam Jones playing for the Pacers last night. He was the 38th pick in the draft last year. But to the point you made and to the point that Mark Jones made, Maxime may very well be the steal of this draft. Maybe it's a little early to tell, but right now he stands out like a sore thumb there as the 42nd pick.
I think he is, relatively speaking, and based on production, he's up there. What? Doesn't he have the second most double-doubles or something like that out of the rookies? He is, and we see guys like that every season, and what happens next is really the question. I'll talk about the true local product, Jalen Wells. Now, Jalen Wells, I'm not going to pretend like I've been following him the same way we all did last season because it was just, whoa, who is this guy? I'd say that he was the steal of the draft. We haven't talked about him as much this season, but at the same time, the Grizzlies have been kind of all over the place. So I don't know that he's having a worse season, but it does matter kind of what you do next after you can be the steal of the draft, but you still have to add on to it. And that's not to say that Jalen Wells isn't doing that. He's in a very weird situation, but we've kind of seen this before, and you got to continue to add on to it throughout your career, obviously. And, that's the hope that Maxime does it. Well, now I got to double check, Whitey. Looks like, he's basically doing the same thing. His career, he's at 11.4 Jalen Wells points per game. This season, he's at 12.6, so he's actually higher than his career. So guys like that, that's how you want to start it off, and hopefully you continue to power through. He was the 39th pick in the 2024 draft.
Memphis got another guy like that this year, although technically drafted by Portland at 11, but traded to Memphis. Cedric Howard is another. Yeah.
They're so good at drafting, Memphis is. Then they just let him go. And Jake LaRavia, I saw, he was playing for the Lakers last night. He was out there. I saw him miss a layup and get to the line. He wanted the and one, but It's tough out there in L.A.
I wish there probably is somewhere. I think I've asked this before. I don't know where to find it if it's there, and it's got to be somewhere. A way to find out the percentage of assists a player has to a particular teammate. Drape's talked about it. We've talked about it. We've all seen it. It seems like a good quarter of Maxime Reynaud's baskets are assisted by Russ.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Are you calling him
not that high?
Are you calling him a Russ merchant?
I don't think I am. What does that mean? That sounds like a negative thing.
I mean, that's where are we going with that?
Well, I just think it's interesting the way Russ sees him in the lane and knows I give it to him. There's a good chance he's going to flip it in from there.
So I've heard this a lot, and I want to confirm the positives that everybody is taking from this, because there's only one Russell Westbrook, and I wanted to kind of talk to Drapes, and I do appreciate Drape for having the media conversation. Obviously, he's in a sticky spot, but you kind of let him there, and
I thought he was going to stand up for us a little more than he did. But
no,
okay.
Heck no. I knew he wasn't.
I know what side of the toast the bread's on for him. The butter.
We know where that bread gets buttered.
Yeah.
We know what it is, and I know you in your Mercedes right now listening. And Drapes, I know you're listening right now.
Mercedes, man.
You will not come on this show one more time and say you don't listen to the show. That's what you're not going to do, Drapes.
He does. That's what he does.
No, but you're not going to do that, Drapes.
Yeah.
Mano y mano. And I know you got my number saved.
But there's always the tell. Yes, when he says, Alan, I don't listen to you much, but you can't be calling people my guy. Well, how do you know that if you don't listen?
Drapes, that's hour 4. you hanging with us, big fella. You hanging with us.
Yeah.
You hanging with us hour 4. But, yeah, getting back to, the media conversation, I thought that was a great one. And, Drapes said what he needed to say. But as far as Maxime and the Russ conversation, there's only one Russ, right? So when everybody is so excited about what Maxime is able to do with Russ, is it because they're teaching him, or Russ is teaching him what spots to be in? Is that the big piece of this? Because I don't necessarily know what to do with, is it Russ teaching him about where to be? Is that what to take away from? Because everybody keeps talking about it. I don't necessarily know what to do with it.
It's more a matter of Russ is rewarding him when he's in the right spots.
Okay.
And they do have a natural chemistry. You can see Russ recognizes, but you know how it is. There's one of my favorite basketball stories. John Sally one time was on Sirius XM, and he said, in my rookie year, Isaiah Thomas threw me a pass, and I missed a layup. And Isaiah Thomas told me, you miss another one of those, you ain't going to see the ball for 2 months. Mm-hmm. So Maxime is rewarding. I mean, he's showing Russ, you trust me, you give me the ball, I'm going to score.
Okay.
So it's rewarding a guy for doing the right things and being in the right spot, too.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it.
So there are two sides to it, because obviously they have a good, repertoire together and connection with each other. I'm just trying to think, look, I don't know if Russ is going to be on the team or not. I know Maxime is going to play majority of his career without Russ. So is it about, hey, Russ taught me what spot to be in when I have, a point guard who's looking to push, things like that. Because that's what I was taking from it. I just wanted to confirm what you were taking from it.
And it took me a long time to realize this. I didn't realize this till maybe last week, but I do think Russ has been really good for the team in this sense. He has had a very positive approach, and maybe some of it's because the Kings are the first team in a long time that have just let him be Russ. But you don't see him. He gets mad at other teams, but he doesn't get discouraged. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot about this year. As fans, we get discouraged. You don't see that from the team. And I think Russ has a lot to do with that, the way he approaches it. He's the leader of the team, and you just see him playing hard and encouraging guys, and I assume that's what happens at practice as well. I think there's a lot of value to that. I do.
Yeah, and we talked about this when the buyout conversation was going on, just how much a guy like Russ would care about I'm sure he would love to get back to the finals, but being ninth guy off the bench for everybody, Denver Nugget fans would love to have Russ back. At least that's what it seems like on social media. Would he rather be in that situation? It's not about pressure. I don't want to say it like that, but, that Ramona Shelburne piece and how people kind of view him, or would he rather just, look, I'm not going to be viewed as a champion. I won a championship as a 1 or 2. That ship has gone. So I'm going to go to Denver. They're going to be on my back. It's all my fault when we lose, but it's all Jokic or whoever when we win, or I can be in Sacramento, closer to my family and, just play my type of basketball and kind of usher in a new dawn for a struggling organization. I think it might be closer than you think. I don't know, Russ, but it might be closer than you think because of how everything gets viewed these days. Because I'll never forget, and I think me and you on the crosstalk went back and forth about Ramona when she released it. Hey, well, I don't know why she released it. And I was the one, funny enough, at the time, I was defending Russ. Little did we know he'd be on the team in a couple months, but the timing of all of it, now, yeah, he's got to deal with some spicy reporting in a really, really bad season. But I'm sure, and he said it, it's nothing compared to what he's had to do in other places.
Right. It's remarkable that when you go back over Russ's last few teams, the way things have ended hasn't always been great. You were just commenting a couple days ago when we were exchanging texts that you didn't remember how it ended for him with the Clippers. Mm-hmm. And look, I don't know, I wasn't there, and I'm not trying to say anything other than it's different here for whatever reason. With the Clippers, I looked it up, and there were some stories that said it was unclear why things ended with the Clippers. There were reports that he wanted out and asked out, but he said, no, that's not the case. We know what happened in the Lakers. Rightly or wrongly, there were reports that there were problems. We know that in Denver, he told us that they didn't want me back.
Right.
But here, everybody is very happy with everything he's doing.
Yeah. And I think we'll just see how that's where I'm at, Whitey. I know we came all the way around, but there's specific things that I am okay with waiting and seeing. There are specific things that I'm obviously not okay waiting and seeing. But when it comes to Russ and the vets, I think it's full wait and see mode. I could see, and we've talked about this on the air, if they get Debansa, there's really no reason. I think they would probably get a point guard via free agency or a young point guard via free agency or later in the draft, maybe trade for one. I don't know. But if they don't get Darren Peterson, heck, in my mind, well, they could get Darren Peterson and now Russ can teach Darren Peterson. So I don't know. I'm very much in the world of Russ is coming back.
I was going to say, trying to guess how they're thinking. If next year is another year whether they declare it or not, if it's another year of, we're still trying to build something, we're still trying to, rebuild something. If that were the case, I could see how they'd go, Russ, we'd love to have you back. It might actually come down to a case where he'd go, that's great, but I'm going to need more money than you pay me last year.
Yeah.
And maybe that becomes an issue. I don't know, but I didn't think there's much chance Russ would be back next year, but I'm with you. You look at everything the way it's going, big picture, depending on which way they intend to go next year, I think there's a very good chance they ask him back.
Yeah, and I know, and we can get into this tomorrow, just the idea of, Nuggets fans want Russ back. With the Nuggets or any of these teams, that's why I brought up the Clippers to you. We talked about Precious. What about Russ? Is there a team out there that's going to finish short of their goal and say, look, if we can get Russ now, again, you look at the minutes that he's playing right now for the Kings. He's playing 28. He's playing 28.9 minutes a game. I thought there was no way that was going to happen. And I don't think a lot of people thought he was going to play 27 minutes on the Nuggets. So if he actually does have to cut his minutes, then it becomes a question, Whitey. If a fringe contender does say, hey, Russ, we want you, but we want you at about 15, 20 minutes a game, would he rather do that and enter back into that world? Or if the Kings would say, you can do the same thing, which I don't know the Kings would do, but if the Kings say you can do the same thing this season, what would he choose?
I do think the whole notion that Russ potentially was getting in the way of the progress of the younger players. I think there have been a number of times this year where you could look at that and say, that might be going on. I don't feel like that's going on right now.
Not right now. I think when you had two more guards on the team and one of them's name was Keon Ellis.
Yeah.
I think the gameplay with Russ and the gameplay with DeRozan in March is not what it was in November. Mm-hmm. So we can now look at things a bit differently.
What does Schmel and Miles think about tonight's game?
We got I think
Schmel's
it's normal.
been hot lately, right?
No, yeah, and a lot of people were texting me, thank you, on the text line. Hey, man, look, man, this river could run dry. I think it's just going to be normal. I think the Kings, they don't have enough horses, even though Hornets, I was worried about it, but with no Russ, no Malik, and no Russ, no Malik, no Devin, the hottest player on the Kings right now, I would stay away. Oh, my good. Oh, hold on. Hornets 13.5.
13.5.
That is disrespectful. They're off a back-to-back on the road. It's not a lock, not like yesterday, but Kings covering. Kings covering 13.5. Are you kidding me?
Jay, I'm guessing you want the Kings to win, but you want your guy LaMelo to have a big night.
Yeah, he's going to ball out, brother. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Team USA is in too because Italy's got 5-0, so even if Mexico wins, they have to score 6 if not Italy.
Wow. Mark DeRosa off the hook. USA. Stick around. Game night is next. We're back with you tomorrow on Sactown Sports.
2.3 points. Yes, adding up. Have you had enough? Shoot the J, stay ready. Legends in the crown heavy. Half court buzzer beater. Pacific Conference leader. Dance cam, you should get this. Big ballin' and we